elimination night here in Dover, Delaware for race 3 of round 1 of the 3-Wide Racing RaceKings Cup Series here tonight at the Dover International Speedway. I'm Justin Kolb alongside Carlos Acosta here tonight, both in the booth and going to try and help commentate along. We just had Tanner. Unfortunately, a big storm is rolling through his area, so he's probably not going to be able to make it here tonight. So hope you can bear with us here tonight. So here at Dover, the Monster Mile, this track banked all around the speedway. 24 degrees of banking in the corners and 9 degrees of banking even down the straightaways, both front and back. Concrete paved racetrack, a very tough racetrack. These drivers are going to be negotiating here tonight, and to top it all off, we're going to have 3 drivers eliminated here at the end of the night. We already know one driver who's going to be eliminated. Unfortunately, Dylan Hickey will not be in the race tonight, all but forfeiting his spot into the round of 9. So, as we get ready here, we'll take you through the points. As we just mentioned, Dylan Hickey will not be advancing. 2 drivers will be, though. The 2 Eisentech Enterprises drivers of Kim Rich and Peter Short both have punched their ticket into the round of 9. Paul Ross, basically all but good, 39 points to the good there. Chuck Sweeting in 4th with 32 points to the cutoff spot. Luis Almaso will round out the top 5 there with 31 to the good. Kevin Finn with 29. Samuel Close with 18. Possibly a little iffy, but I believe he'll be able to make it. Johnny Thomas really can't afford any mistakes here tonight with only 11 points to the cutoff line. And Matt Hackthorne with 3 to the good here tonight. Probably going to be around 4 when we take the green, as he'll have to face Chad Brown for that final cutoff point. As we said, Dylan Hickey all but forfeits his spot, and Levi Zielinski, 2 bad races in a row, unfortunately for that driver. He's basically in a must-win situation at this point for that driver of the 59 if he wants to make it into the round of 9. So, should be an interesting one here tonight. Like we mentioned, a very tough racetrack these drivers are going to have to navigate here tonight. 200 laps. That's going to be a pretty long race. This track can be taxing on these drivers. And Carlos, I'm sure you've raced around here at Dover. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this racetrack?
Actually, Dover is one of the racetracks I always tended to avoid in 3-wide. I always had it. I bought it the first years with 3-wide, but I was always afraid of this track. Always afraid of the banking. Same thing with Bristol. Did manage to do a race and actually had a fun time. Ended up finishing 10th. Very scary. If there's a wreck in front of you, man, there's only so much you can do to help yourself out. That being said, going over the points one last time, Johnny Thomas cannot afford a bad race. Matt Hackenthorne cannot afford a bad race. Sam Close, there aren't too many drivers out there, but if Sam gets involved in a very, very early incident and can't recover, then he's also in the bubble. Everybody else, Kevin Finn, Luis Almaso, they're all good. I believe they may even be locked in based on how many drivers are out there right now. But Sam Close, he can't rest just yet. Johnny Thomas can't rest all night. Matt Hackenthorne has to perform the best he can, and essentially Levi Zielinski is the only one in a must-win situation. Everybody else can either hope on having good luck or having somebody else have bad luck. But Levi Zielinski has got to win.
Yes, sir. And unfortunately, it's been just a couple races of unfortunate luck for Levi. Both races realistically taken out fairly early in the race. I know Milwaukee, he had an issue in turn 3, and then at Watkins Glen had an issue in the final corner, turn 7. So gonna have to hope for a good night here tonight, and if we get a late race caution, expect a Hail Mary from that 59 here tonight. So we got a little bit of time here. We want to talk to you about a cool thing that 3-Wide Racing is doing here tonight for the Hurricane Florence efforts tonight. So each lap run under a green flag here tonight. 50 cents will be donated to the ASPCA to help their efforts in assisting animals in the path of Hurricane Florence. And after tweeting that, actually a couple teams and drivers kind of upped their efforts here tonight. So Rebel Racing will donate an additional 50 cents for every lap of their driver leads tonight. And if their driver finishes in the top 10, they will donate $5. And if it's a top 5, they will up that to $10. And any 3OG drivers that cause a caution, they will donate 50 cents to get those laps that they were run under caution. So any caution laps, they will donate 50 cents to should a 3OG driver cause the caution. And to kick it all, or to end it all, Chuck Sweeting will match the total here tonight. At the end, Chuck Sweeting will be matching that. So it's going to be a really cool night here tonight. In assistance to the animals in Hurricane Florence and that path. So should be a good night all around. So even though it's elimination night, still a great outcome we should have at the end of the night.
I agree. I can't wait to get this race started. How about we do some of the pre-race Gridlock interviews? Who do you have tonight?
Man, I don't know if I can do this as good as Tanner does. Why don't we?
Let's start off with 3OG. There's a special certain somebody in there we got to talk to tonight.
Yes, sir. Let's go down to 3OG.
Let's copy that.
3OG. You guys got a copy here?
Hey, what's going on?
Well, I'm gonna try and take Tanner's spot here in the grid walk here tonight. We know there's a special somebody celebrating a birthday here tonight. That would be Paul Ross.
Yeah, he's taking a shit.
Oh, he's not here?
He's doing his birthday. Oh. His birthday poop.
Oh, man, I blew the whistle and everything.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we swing back around here and try and get them back at the end, see if we can't catch them at the end here.
All right. We'll be back,
let's go down to Eisenach, see what they're doing down there. Hey guys, it's the 3Y TV Grid Walk. How you guys doing here tonight?
Oh boy, I'm doing about as good as Race is.
And how's Race doing?
He's doing pretty well tonight.
Yeah, he's over in Boston right now.
Oh man. Oh man. Well,
I don't know what he's been drinking, but
we'll
see once he's on track.
Yeah, whatever it is, I want some. Well, it looks pretty cold here tonight. How's the track feeling?
Thank you.
It's it's pretty grippy, a little bit tight, but still got the Dover, snappy, loosey, goosey, whatever the hell you want to call it.
I look forward to that and seeing you guys tackle this racetrack. Anything you guys want to say before we head out?
I just want to give a big shout out to you guys for ruining my home.
You're welcome, Race. Appreciate that. All right, let's go down to Johnny Thomas Racing and see what those party animals are up to. Hey, Johnny Thomas Racing, it's the 3Y TV Grid Walk. You guys here?
Hey, yeah, I got you.
What's going on?
Not much. I'm going to try and have as much enthusiasm as Tanner here tonight. But, Johnny, we know you're running a special scheme here tonight, the championship car. What's up with that?
I was just throwing it back, trying to give me some good mojo. That was the last time I actually did something impressive in this league.
I feel that. Well, got some info from the track, from the Eisenach drivers. How's it feeling for you guys here tonight?
Car's really iffy. It's edgy. Coming off the turns, it's really light, really loose. It's just unpredictable, but that's Dover for you. It's gonna be a tough race, but we're just gonna try to survive.
All right, we're gonna have to cut this interview short. It is drivers meeting time.
That's what I was gonna say. All right, well, good luck tonight, guys.
See you later. Yep.
Thanks, guys.
I had a feeling that nobody was on track, so I thought we were cutting into that. So thank you, Carlos.
No problem. How about we take some time and quickly go over some of the speeds here in practice?
Why don't we? You're good at segueing. That's better than me. All right. Well, no surprise at the top in practice was Cameron Rich with a 22.822 for his best time. So a little bit under the 22 or 23 second bracket there. So they're getting up there in speeds. Chuck Sweeting up there in second with a 22.897, showing some good speed out of Chuck. What track? I think it was Milwaukee. He was also showing some good speed. So
Chuck's a very fast driver. I can see him getting this done tonight.
Yeah, that was also a mile track, of course. Two completely different tracks, Milwaukee and Dover. But Peter Short up there in third with a 22.922. Levi Zielinski mentioned he needs to get the win here tonight. Well, he's backing up his efforts with 4th on the board at the moment, the 22.926. And just taking a look, the top looks like 8 drivers are under the 23-second bracket. Richard Hines with a 22.934. That's some good speed out of that 87 car. A little bit of a surprise. We know Richard can show some speed when he wants to. Kind of a secret speed. I know he's been getting up there towards the later half of the season. Matt Hackthorne, one of the drivers also who needed a good night here tonight, up there in 6th at the moment. Sam Close can't really afford too bad of a race. Has some leeway tonight, up there in 7th, and Paul Ross in 8th. Then Tate Lytle going to be the first 23-second driver in 9th, and Race Clark up there in the top 10.
Johnny Thomas in 11th right now. He needs to pump up the numbers if he wants to be in an even safer spot. He ran a 23.026. Kevin Finn in 12th with a 23.03. Luis Salmaso, oddly enough, 13th place with a 23.041. As it looks like practice is, the driver's meeting is over, so let's see who we can find on track. We can find Levi Zielinski. Alright, we're in the middle of the racetrack, slightly down towards the bottom, exiting. Sort of diamonding technique, would you say?
I'd say so, and got a lot of room from turn 4 of the wall. I'm not sure how much experience you have on this track, Carlos, but I know that wall can, really turn 4 and turn 2 wall can sneak up on you in quite a hurry. Just adds another degree of difficulty to this track. We got to spin down the front straightaway there.
Oh, we got a big wreck up ahead.
Oh, man.
Oh, he just got cut up.
Oh, man. Well, we see that blue cone down there tonight. I feel like this is a track where it might be pretty difficult to keep on that apron, especially with how quickly who we're riding on board with
the
at
four,
the moment.
Luis Salmaso.
The 4, Luis Salmaso. You're going to see just how quickly the apron kind of closes up. You get a lot of room down that back stretch. But
Looks like I paused the wrong thing.
Yeah, you're also on a replay at the moment, so.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to show you the angle you're looking for.
Okay. There we go. So you can see it's not that wide of an apron to begin with, but right when we start getting to the back straightaway, it starts closing up in quite a hurry. So
there's that blue line. There's that blue line with the cone that you were talking about earlier.
Yes, and you have to stay on that black surface. Oh no, he's at the wall. Have to stay on that black surface until you get to that blue line. If not, it'll be a penalty.
All right, well, let's go see if Birthday Boy's back.
Yes. All right, let's see if we can talk to him.
Birthday.
Do we have the birthday boy back from the bathroom?
Yes, you do. How's it going?
Happy birthday!
Yes, happy birthday, Paul. Well, for you, I'm sure it's going to be just a fun night. You don't have much to worry about on your birthday night.
Yeah, I think I have a 40-point buffer, so even if I get wrecked out lap 1, turn 1, I should be good. I'm not sure exactly how many people are in here, but I need to lose
about
20
21
points somehow, so.
Well, currently sitting, where were you sitting on the speed chart? It's about, well, it gone down a little bit. Last time we saw you were at 8th. How's the track feeling for you here tonight?
It's kind of weird. The first couple laps were really good. After that, it's a little bit loose on entry, kind of okay in the middle of the turn, and then it pushes really bad off. One thing I've noticed, right when I came into the session, the track temp was a little bit cooler. That's when we jumped up to 8th on the board, and then I haven't been back out since the driver's meeting. It looks like it cooled back off a piece for a little bit. But it's going to be tricky. It's going to be real hard to run side by side with somebody, because either you push off the corner, or if you're down a little bit, you get loose, snappy loose off the corner. So it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yes, sir. Sounds like the Dover I remember. Well, we wish you the best of luck here on your birthday, and there's no better birthday present than a win, I'm sure.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right, best of luck to you here tonight, Paul.
All right, thanks. Have a good broadcast, you guys.
see if we can't hit up anybody else.
Let's go ahead and see if we can talk to the Shake and Bake Motorsport drivers.
All right.
Maybe it's the profiler, because it keeps crashing the profiler.
Ah, maybe it's Maybelline. How are you doing? This is 3 White TV in the broadcast.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing? How's the track handling out there for you? Or how's the car?
It's kind of scary, but it's not too bad. I don't know where everyone just found all the speed, though. So, hopefully I can find it in qualifying.
Alright, I'm assuming Justin has some questions for you guys.
I was gonna say, I heard a couple guys describe the track as edgy here tonight. Are you you guys feeling that?
Definitely. Especially like getting later in the run off of turn 4, it gets really bad because you do almost catch some air off that corner. And then 1 and 2 is not bad. I mean, you never really lose entry speed, but you do lose a lot of exit speed as soon as the tires get going down.
Well, what do you think your chances are here for tonight?
I feel decent as long as I can make it towards the end of the night. I've been having a lot of problems with that, making it to the last end of the race.
Alright, well, thank you so much. We wish you good luck.
Alright, thank you, sir. You guys have a good broadcast tonight.
No problem. Justin, let's go talk to Team Blurry, and then we'll call it a day for the pre-race broadcast.
Alright. Hey guys, it's 3 Wide TV. Oh man, the Gridlock. There we go. That was a pretty big brain fart there. How's it going tonight?
Good. How are you doing?
Man,
Sounds
we're
like
doing pretty good.
Smoke or something.
Yeah, no, I'm struggling. We lost Tanner to a storm over where he's at, so normally he's the one that does this, but I'm gonna try and do it the best I can. We saw you run a few laps, and Nick, we see you on the track. How's the track feeling tonight?
I think Nick's taking a poop, but the track feels like Dover. I don't know.
Did you just say the track feels like Dover?
Yeah, it feels like Dover to me. What do y'all think? Were y'all out there practicing?
I don't know. I thought we were.
No, we weren't,
I thought we were at Milwaukee.
All
right, well,
iRacing Live is on Milwaukee.
Thank you so much, Corey. We wish you good luck. We know that you graciously donated your time to be an off-track official as opposed to a racer for the remainder of the playoffs. So thank you so much. We'll leave you at it. We're gonna go to qualifying right now. So thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.
All right. Man, that was a. I'm not sure how that happened. That was a pretty big brain fart there, but here in qualifying now, 5 minutes, 2 laps, and gonna see who sets on the pole here tonight.
Yeah, let's see who we can watch. How about birthday boy Paul Ross?
All right, I gotta find him on my thing here. Here we are. Take a lap with the birthday boy. So I haven't taken a lap on Dover in a little bit, but I just remember it kind of being a little bit of an animal. That's why they call it the Monster Mile. Got a little bit of the apron there, but he'll take to his line for the first time lap here. In turn 1, and I've seen, well, you're really seeing him in the black there, so you don't really want to get under that. Oh. And got the wall. Yeah, it sneaks up on you in quite a hurry, unfortunately, and it's going to bite Paul here on his first time lap.
Well, here's his teammate, Sam Close. His warm-up lap was a 51.249, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yes, sir. So, a couple guys putting laps down at the moment.
It's Short, Clark, and Finn.
And here comes Sam.
Third place right now with a 22.8. Sorry about that, Justin. Go on. Let me see who else I can find. How about, oh, not Rusty. How about Chad Brown?
Yes, a driver on the outside looking in. Gonna need a good night here tonight, or maybe some luck with other guys having some misfortune. His first lap was a 23.631, so this will be his second lap. See if he can better it. Comes off turn 4. Didn't seem like he got too high there. and will not better his time. So he will stay with that 23.631. Here comes Richard Lafferty off pit road. There he is. So I imagine we're going to be seeing a lot of what you just saw there out of Richard there. Just kind of entering the corner a little low, getting up the track a little bit, and then trying to nail that exit closer to the bottom and just kind of running the car up to the wall. Obviously not hitting it, which he will not do. But you saw just how difficult it can be to exit turn 2 from when we were watching Paul on the onboard. So he will come around, take his first time lap, and that will put him 7th, a 22.9.
Just ahead of his teammate.
Yep, Johnny Thomas. Once again, we mentioned it in the grid walk. I forgot it again. But running his 2015 championship scheme here tonight. So a nice throwback for Johnny. I certainly remember that car.
I remember that one too.
That season. Matt Hackthorne down pit road there. Mike Stevens, who is coming out for his first time lap.
No, he's parking it.
Oh, all right. Well, there's Race Clark. Set his 2 laps, I think. He's bringing it to pit road. Maybe pit road practice there. This one thing, if we get green flag pit stops tonight, we'll have to make note of just how difficult it is to enter pit road here with the amount of banking you're doing, especially pit road speed, I believe. I'm going to check. But I believe it's about 35 miles an hour down pit road. So that's an extremely low speed. And you're going maybe 160 in the corner and having to slow down all the way to 35. So it's going to be a difficult task should we get green flag pit stops tonight.
It looks like Kyle the outsider hand just having some connection issues. So we apologize for that. But we got his on board here as he actually takes on qualifying. With 38 seconds remaining. That should be enough for 1 lap if he doesn't lag out.
This is entering turn 3.
Yeah.
Gonna get a little low, and I think... oh man, he got close. I thought he was heading for that wall. That will put him 16th. He might be able to get another lap here. We'll see.
Yeah, that damage might just be from ghosting in and out. He may not have actually hit the wall.
I don't believe he did, because that wouldn't have counted his first lap, so... another little blink there, and...
He's having a lot of issues right there.
Yeah. He made it to the line.
So congratulations to Luis Almaso.
Yes.
He's earned himself the... go ahead, Justin.
I was going to say the Drive for Suicide Prevention Pole Award here tonight goes to the driver of the number 4. Pretty well in on looking at the playoff standings, so not too much to worry about for Luis. It would appear tonight, but obviously can't be too sure, but see they're going to be gridding on pit road here, and there's the grid there. So Luis Almaso wins the Drive for Suicide Prevention Pole Award here tonight with that lap time of 22.786. Levi Zielinski will be starting second. Mentioned it's going to be all for naught for Levi here tonight. He starts second. Chuck Sweeting showed some speed in practice. He will start third. Peter Short will start fourth. Cameron Rich, last week's winner, will start just inside the top 5. And Race Clark with that 6th place starting spot here tonight. Sam Close will start 7th tonight. Tate Lytle 8th. Matt Hackthorne 9th. And Richard Lafferty will round out the top 10.
In 11th place, we're going to have Johnny Thomas. Rusty Webb to his outside. Paul Ross in 13th with Jordan Teal in 14th. Kevin Finn, top 15 right there for him with Kyle Hanshaw in 16th. Chad Brown, the last driver who has posted a lap, will be 17th. And then dictated by iRacing in that order will be Nathan Velez in 18th. Richard Hines in 19th. And it says Corey Lindsey 20th, but he is not actually racing tonight. He's being off-track official. So actually 20th will be Mike Stevens with Nick Miller 21st. And that should be it for qualifying.
Looks like that's that way. All right. Well, before we get racing here tonight, Carlos, any last thoughts?
I just can't wait to see how many green flag laps these drivers can do. As you mentioned earlier, Three White's doing a very special charity thing tonight for all the victims of the Hurricane Florence. So let's remember 50 cents for every green flag lap that was run tonight. So hopefully we don't get too many cautions. And Three White Racing, they did the same thing last year for a different foundation. I can't wait to see what the how much money we can get for charity here tonight.
Yes, sir. And I mentioned some other teams chipping in with that, and at the end of the night, Chuck Sweeting gonna match the total at the end of it all here tonight. So either way, it's gonna be a great night of racing and racing for a great cause. So looking forward to it, and I think it's gonna be a one pace lap track. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but we will see when the pace car pulls in. Yeah. All right. And the pace car will pull in. So for 3 here tonight, their championship hopes will be cut short. Luis Almaso is off, and we are racing here at Dover for the final race of the round of 12. That was a great start by Luis, but it'll be Levi Zielinski fighting on that outside, and will take the lead from Luis into turn 2. What a run by Levi Zielinski on that high side to take the lead away from Luis, and he knows what he needs to do here tonight to advance. Levi will lead that first lap. Luis will retain second. Chuck Sweeting in third. Peter Short and Cameron Rich round out the top 5. Saw some... oh, and I think Richard Lafferty actually missed the grid tonight as we see Levi Zielinski about to put that 8-car lap down already.
Yeah, I'm being shown Richard Lafferty about to get lapped. He already has some time to pit roads. I'm assuming he missed the grid either on purpose or by accident.
It can be really tough to negotiate lap traffic around this track. It's already hard enough getting around here by yourself. 2 wide can be that much trickier, as it looks like they'll get by. It's going to be tough for Chuck, though. He makes it by, though. Saw some side-by-side racing towards the back. We do see Johnny Thomas and Paul Ross racing for, looks like that's the 9th spot back in the field. And Tate Lytle currently stuck on that high side. He'll find a gap behind Paul, but no, he'll fight back on the outside. And they're getting a surprisingly good run on that high side. Oh, and Richard Lafferty ran turn 1. Tate Lytle involved, and Race Clark.
Say it ain't so.
Oh, I think that might have been an issue of maybe just not enough room to get around lap car. Oh, Richard actually got in the wall there. And unfortunately, Race into the 8. Really nowhere for Race to go.
And I was going to mention with Race, with Lafferty, he needed to be extra cautious here tonight, especially considering what happened last week with the mishap with him and Peter Short. So we do have a chaser, a playoff driver already in I guess dire straits.
Yes, and one of those drivers who needed to have a good night, the 44 Matt Hackthorne, without a front bumper at the moment, so he will have to come to pit road to repair that damage. That was 5 laps under green, and these guys already going to come down pit road.
Except for Johnny Thomas.
That's interesting strategy. Maybe just trying to hope the track position pays off, and he maybe gets another caution, but we'll have to see how important these fresh tires are going to be.
To be fair, they've only run 7 laps.
Yeah. So, I mean, that wasn't too big of a green flag run there. So other than Johnny Thomas, everybody else will come down pit road.
Once again, if you are... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Justin.
No, I was just going to say it's going to be an extended stay for some of these guys.
especially the 44. I don't think he's going to struggle too badly, but he will struggle for a little bit until he can get most of the damage figured out. 59 Levi's Lincoln comes out ahead of the 26 and the 14. After that, I wasn't unable to catch it.
Looks like Luis Dalmaso going to be a little bit of a loser there on those exchange of pit stops. Goes back to 4th.
So while we have a moment to reset the grid, Justin, I believe you may have a couple people you want to thank out here tonight.
Yes, sir. You can see these amazing camera angles tonight as we see Johnny Thomas coming down pit road, so possibly just trying to lead a lap.
Yeah.
So these amazing camera angles here tonight, and I can say that, look at these iRacing cameras. They were provided tonight by Track Cams for Gourmet. You can find more information or download the pack at www.trackcams22.com or facebook.com/trackcams. And I want to give a thank you and a shout out to Thomas Morris from OCR TV for this graphics package you're seeing here tonight.
Once again, quick reminder, this is Justin Kolb and I'm Carlos Acosta replacing Tanner Sharp, who we hope is having himself a very safe and dry time right now. I do not believe he's being affected by the Hurricane Florence, but there is another storm where he is at and it has cut his main power line. So we wish you guys to luck, Tanner. I don't know if you're able to watch us tonight or not. But if you can't get back, please get back because not everybody's a fan of my voice.
We miss you, Tanner. It was really unfortunate for Tanner.
It was. He was telling us. He was telling me, hey, there's a chance you may have to step in because the power might go out. All right, okay, cool. Let me just go ahead and sync up my audio. And the power's out. Fantastic.
Minutes before we went live, too. So. Yeah, Carlos was... He was telling Carlos there was all sorts of sirens, and Carlos was like, well, I can't hear the sirens, so if that's your worry.
Yeah, if that's your worry, feel free to talk. He's like, all right, cool, I'm going to go poop. And then his power went. He went out. His power went out. So, all right, so looks like we're going to have one more lap, or this should be the one to go. Very quickly, who's your pick for tonight? I personally think Levi has the skill, and he's got the desire to get it done. However, can his connection hold on through? He suffered through that. So, it's my pick. I don't know who you have.
Hopefully so. You know what? I'm going to go with... I'm debating between Chuck or Luis. I'm going to go with Chuck here tonight. He's been showing some speed at these mile racetracks and currently second at the moment. Put my money on the 26.
All right. Who do you think's not going to make it?
Unfortunately, in terms of the 3 getting eliminated, if Levi can't win this race, we know he's going to get eliminated, and I can't really answer that because of the issue that Matt Hackthorne had. It's going to be close between him and Chad Brown, I'd have to say, and we already know that Dylan Hickey will be eliminated at night's end. All but forfeited as pace car is off, Levi is off, and the green flag is out. And that was a heck of a restart by Levi. Cleared the 26 by 2 car lengths on the front straightaway. It'll be the fight for third between Luis Dalmaso and Kevin Finn. And it looks like Luis will get that spot. Everybody else looks like they'll file into position. And it'll be, looks like Peter Short trying to give Kevin Finn a run for his money here into turn 1. On the rear bumper. And it looks like everybody else in the field has single filed out that quick.
Jordan Thomas making some moves in the back of the pack, trying to recapture all those positions he lost. There's the 44. He's got a front bumper now.
Yes, surprisingly he does. It doesn't look great, but
it's there.
It does have a front bumper. Yeah.
I guess iRacing doesn't follow the current NASCAR rule set of once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
And I don't believe a front bumper is required. A splitter is, but I don't believe the front bumper is required to race.
So currently looking at some of those drivers on the outside looking in. We see Chad Brown currently in 17th at the moment. He was on the outside looking in at the start of tonight. mentioned the 44 of Matt Hackthorne just in front of that 64 of Chad Brown. So,
but look who's in front of that 44. I could have sworn Cameron Rich qualified 5th.
I'm not sure if maybe he lost some spots on pit road. I'm actually seeing, you can confirm, Carlos, I'm seeing a 2-minute pit stop from last time he was on pit road. So
I'm not seeing a 2-minute pit stop. I am seeing, however, a 4-second pit stop. It could be that he came in for 2 minutes and then came back just like to repair some like last second damage if he did get any.
Yeah.
Because he probably wasn't around that spot where where they were battling with the 8. That being said, another battle here, battle for the top 5 between the 14 and the 5.
Yes, sir. And that got pretty tight off the corner. And Paul Ross gonna try and fit in this mix.
Oh, something might pop up pretty soon that might get me very excited.
I have a feeling I know what that is.
Hey!
There it is.
All right.
Yeah.
Forgot to turn off my TV, so I looked up and it's like, oh, they're celebrating the mount. All right, cool. Turn that off because I don't need any distractions.
Well, that battle kind of simmered down as soon as we got to it. Not seeing a whole lot of other side-by-side racing, so everybody's just kind of single file at the moment, but there's a pretty good battle for the lead starting to heat up. Chuck Sweeting has caught Levi Zielinski and right on the rear bumper of that 59, riding on board the 26.
Uh-oh, it looks to me like Chuck Sweeting has a Monster Energy logo on the windshield banner. So,
I am actually on my end seeing the playoff banner. So.
Oh, okay. It could just be a glitch on my end. Then I did a reset trading paints today, so it could be just a glitch on my end. So hopefully that's not the case, because otherwise he would not be allowed to race, or I believe he had a warning.
Man, did he dig it into turn 1 there, and looks like he's going to suffer just a little bit on corner exit, but it's interesting to see the difference of lines. It seems like Levi likes to get a little higher in the corner, and Chuck likes to really get down on that bottom. Levi just about getting into that wall, and it looked like Chuck got some momentum down that front straightaway because of it. So, Carlos, I'm sure you know as well as I do, getting to a driver is one thing, and passing him on this type of track is going to be a whole nother feat.
Yeah. It's not going to be as challenging as other... Well, this is a very fast track still in general, but the air won't really be affecting the 26 as much as, let's say, a mile and a half or higher, like California or Atlanta. The air is still playing an effect, and the closer they get, the harder it is to pass. But you know, you can always just give them the little knock on the rear door.
Yeah.
Because right now, all this is doing is bringing in Luis Almazo and Peter Short. Essentially, Levi Zielinski's barbecuing, and the neighbors are starting to smell it.
That's a really good analogy, actually. Silly as it sounded. But yeah, if these guys, like you said, start getting battling, it's just gonna reel those guys right back into this mix. So. I'd like to say I'm surprised that we're not seeing any other side-by-side racing, but knowing the nature of this track, I mean, you really don't want to put yourself in that position. So
we had some side-by-side racing, and we still do with Johnny Thomas trying to recapture his positions. But actually, I think Johnny Thomas has been very, very stagnant. As a matter of fact, he actually just got passed for 14th by Matt Hackthorne. So
Speaking
this
of
is
getting passed,
go on.
Jordan Teal and Cameron Rich, a pretty good battle there. That's actually 3 Isentech drivers right in that mix. Race Clark getting in that most recent accident. Looking like he's still got some speed in that 77. And both go by the 33 of Jordan Teal. That moves Cameron into 11th, Race into 12th.
This is Teal's rookie season, so I can't wait to see what he can bring to us next year now that he's got more experience, more knowledge.
Yes. Sometimes it just takes a season to figure out what you got and put it into play next year.
Alright, Chuck Sweeting is catching back up.
And Peter Short was able to get by Luis Salmaso for third, and is pretty quickly reeling in those top two. Did he get the wall there? It was pretty close. Levi, I thought was going to get a little checked up on corner exit there, but looks like he holds station. A little high in 3 and 4 allows Chuck to get right on the bumper, and all of a sudden this is a 3-car battle for this lead. Peter Short is here. It's pretty incredible to note the speed that those Isentech drivers bring to the track every week. Cameron, Peter, and Race here tonight looks like he's brought some speed. And Jordan Teal looks like he's learned from his teammates a little bit and brought the speed up throughout the season.
Something that Levi needs to understand is that it's very, very early on into this 200 lap event. He can afford to let the 26 go by, or and possibly let Peter Short go by if he's holding him up this badly. But towards the end of the race, I expect there to be a lot of blocking from a man who has nothing to lose.
Yes, sir. And the one thing that Levi needs to, I'm sure he understands, is you can't push the car too hard, because, I mean, getting into this wall or getting any sort of damage this early into the race isn't going to help your case, and it's only going to hurt it. So he needs to make sure he keeps his car under control and doesn't push it too hard. And, I mean, for the most part, it looks like he's doing a pretty good job of holding these guys off, but, of course, they're right on the back bumper.
It looks like the last 2 laps, the difference in the driving style has made it so that Chuck Sweden would almost be running right into the back of Levi Zielinski and having to hit the brakes to avoid running into him. You're seeing this now in lap 31. However, lap 190, 180, that's not going to happen, and Levi Zielinski is going to be going from the lead to into the wall.
And the one thing that I want to mention just one more time, you see there the laps led by Levi there, minus maybe about 2 laps for caution. This is going to be about $28 so far tonight that will be donated to the ASPCA. We mentioned that for each green flag lap, 3-Wide Racing will be donating 50 cents, and for every lap a Rebel Racing driver leads, it'll be another 50 cents. So.
I thought it was if Rebel Racing brought in a caution.
No, that is 30G.
Oh, 30G. And 30G did not bring out the first caution, so.
No. So it's looking like a pretty good total here tonight. So we see that actually Peter Short has caught these guys, hasn't been able to do anything with it, and all of a sudden Luis Salmaso is now slowly closing in this gap as well. So all of a sudden it's starting to look like it could be a 4-car battle for the race lead here.
Be interested to see which driver's going to make the first move. Will Levi let them go? Will Chuck push the issue? Will Peter try to make something happen? Or will Luis try to make something happen as well?
It's really going to be, like you said, interesting with who makes the first move, as Chuck Speeding got a little bit high there, and looks like we have Tanner back here. I'm not quite sure if he's all set up yet, but has rejoined us, so we'll await further information on that. And now we see kind of both those top 2 drivers getting a little bit higher in the corner. That exit, though, of Levi Zielinski scares me a little bit. As we get later into the run, those tires aren't going to grip as well. Hoping he just kind of goes with it as the tires wear. And this is, I think, going to be where the move is made. Chuck Sweeting was right on the rear bumper, going to get a nose inside. It's going to be tight off turn 4 here. And Chuck not quite able to keep the nose inside to make the move, but all of a sudden you see it is a 4-car battle here. Luis Salmaso has closed up that gap and is there. Before too long, I think Sam Close might be in this battle as well, as we welcome back in Tanner Sharp here.
Yes, sir, Justin. Just had a lot of weather under my area, but now sounds like we're safe and good. So here we go. Levi Zielinski's feeling the pressure from Chuck Sweeting and Peter Short closely behind, Justin.
Yes, sir.
Just had to get everything up on my part, but everything's good and dandy. Enjoying some great racing up towards the front. It's practically going to be a 4-car battle for the top spot eventually. Here goes Chuck Swing down on the inside on Levi Zielinski. He's taking the bottom. Can Levi hang on? Levi looks like he cannot, but he can side draft just a little bit on the 22 of Peter Short as they exit off turn number 2. There goes Chuck Sweeting to the top spot. He's working down with clean air. Now Luis Masto wants to join this little bit of a fray. It could be a 4-car battle between 1, 2, 3, and 4. Giving Justin a little break there after all my storm surge here, but everything's fine and dandy. Looks like Zielinski's going to fall back from Peter Short, fall in the third. He will soon fall into the clutches of the number 4 of Luis Salmasso. So far, let's see if Salmasso's going to do anything with him. He's putting the pressure on him for sure. Man, a lot of zigzagging here down this front stretch. Oh, we got a car in the outside wall. It's Chad Brown in the 64.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, what in the world happened there? That is the big old question. That looks like that happened on the front stretch. We did capture it live. Got into the wall. Right in front of the leaders. Peter Short had to take evasive action. Man, we have an onboard of Peter Short for that. Checking out the onboard camera view of Peter Short here. Right into the outside wall. Just a little touch like that into the wall can really get a car upset. You have to understand these cars are not banking. Man, look at that.
Man, did you do a well job saving that?
Yes, he did. You have to understand there's banking all over this racetrack, and Justin, I believe you talked. I hope you talked about at the top of the show about that. You're never even, except if you're on pit road.
Yeah, mentioned this whole track basically banked. Mentioned before, 24 degrees of banking in the corner and 9 degrees even on the front straightaway. So we said just adds another degree of difficulty to this track.
Pit road is open this time by, and Carlos, your camera view is A-OK, just so you know.
Cool. All right.
So down pit road, Chuck Sweeting, he took the lead at the right time, at the right place, but he can maybe repair a little right front damage, but I don't think he's going to want to give up the track position. The way that car is handling, must be handling okay for him. Everybody down pit road, I assume this will be a 4-tire pit stop because tire wear is pretty significant at Dover. Oh, Peter Short had a backup. So did Chuck Sweeting. Could this shake things out? Oh, Luis Salmasso has to back up. This might hurt Salmasso the biggest here.
Yes, he had to look like do 2 points of reverse there, and Levi Zielinski will retain the lead.
Drive for Suicide Pole Award winners, Levi Zielinski. No, that wasn't. It was prevention. Luis Salmasso actually got it. Excuse me, my fault. Got my timing and scoring all messed up. I'm still working on it there, Justin.
No worries. I'm surprised you made it back, and we welcome, like we said, we're thankful you're back.
Hey, I can't miss the third round of the RaceKings playoffs for nothing just because of a little storm. I just need that to pass by, get back on, and help call the rest of this race. And Rusty Webb, I'm getting reports, stayed out to lead a lap. He is going to come down pit road. Actually, he has not officially led a lap according to iRacing's timing and scoring. Looks like Levi Zielinski just now hit the line. He'll lead a lap. So Rusty Webb will not be able to lead a lap this time by. Yeah, I didn't congratulate. I might as well do it. Congratulations, Luis Salmasso, for getting that drive for suicide prevention pole award.
That's a bit late for that one.
Yeah, I apologize, folks. I can never get that crap written down, but I'm working on it. I really am. But we.
Don't worry. Once you get yelled about
I got
it.
all these sticky notes everywhere here, but we're okay. I sincerely apologize. But hey, he's backed up in the 9th, and he was shown good. But this last pit stop hurt him though drastically. I mean, I'm telling you what, he's got to now he's got to do all that work to get back up towards the front. Justin, you've probably done this in years past. How difficult, especially on a track like Dover, can it be to get back towards the front?
Well, I think we just kind of saw it with some of those guys just kind of getting hung up behind Levi trying to make the pass. You really can't. You have to wait till a good run to be able to get your nose inside and be able to make that run. And, it's all really about corner exit speed, I would say, and getting that good run down the straightaways and hoping you can get the nose in there and hoping it sticks. So it's not going to be easy, but either way, he was back in the field just a little bit before, so I imagine he can do it again here as we take one to go.
1 to go signal this time by. Let's reset the field for you. Levi Zielinski, who is practically in a must-win situation due to points. He is the last guy in the playoff from getting eliminated, so he needs a win to advance if he wants to make it. I don't think doing it on points is going to do him any good. He's going to start off on this restart in first. Peter Short is going to start in second. Sam Close will be in third. How about Mr. Nathan Velez having a very good showing this evening? He has very minimal to no damage on that number 48 Oakland Raiders paint scheme. He is currently in fourth place, and Cameron Rich rounding out the top 5.
Last time this 59 was the leader, he had an amazing restart. Imagine it'll be the same here as we wait for the pace car to pull in. But either way, we mentioned before with this 59 leading, it's a good cause either way because it's more money being donated to the ASPCA.
Here we go. Levi Zielinski already on the loud pedal, elected the outside row. We're back. Green flag racing here at the Dover International Speedway.
Ooh,
it's just, we got trouble in the back.
Matt Hackthorne looked like he just about got into the wall. Looks like he got it all settled down back there, though.
Matt Hackthorne currently riding in 7th position at the moment. I believe he is on the outside row. He's got some front-end nose damage there. He's battling with Luis Salmasso at the moment, feeling a little pressure from the number 83 of Johnny Thomas. Johnny Thomas, he may look like he's safe in the playoff standings, but currently, if he has a bad day here, it finishes practically outside the top 10 or worse, he could be on the verge of being elimination. So Johnny Thomas practically is just looking for a good day, good points day today to stay in the playoffs.
Well, Tanner, you asked if Luis could get back to the front, got by the 44, and looks like he's putting a pretty good charge on the 77 of Race Clark. So imagine he will be up towards the front here in basically no time. One driver who's definitely made it back up towards the front, Cameron Rich. No real surprise there, but remember how mired back in the field he was on that last run. And up to now the 4th spot, getting by Sam Close.
Cameron Rich had his struggles here tonight so far, but so far it's paying off for a top 5 run at the moment. Currently in 4th spot. Right behind him is the number 5 of Sam Close, who we talked. Man!
Nathan Velez either got the wall or turned a hard left to make sure he didn't get into that wall. Taking a replay here.
Yeah, taking a look at the replay. Let's check out Nathan Velez down the back straightaway.
Oh, he did get the wall.
He did sock the wall. And sorry, Nathan, I did curse you here tonight. And actually, Nathan has just now lost 3rd place to Cameron Rich.
And Tanner, we kind of talked about it a little earlier, and we'll have your input as well, just how difficult it can be to exit turn 2 and 4 and how quickly these walls catch up with you in a hurry.
Tap the wall again, and I do believe Sam had to take a little bit of evasive action there. He's on the bottom side of the racetrack right now. Yep,
and
he's
going
to
lose
go for
all
it.
his momentum.
There is a big battle behind these two cats right here. Luis Salmasso, the 77 is in there. I don't think that's Race Clark and Hackthorne. This is actually a bigger battle than what the Nathan Velez and Sam Close was. A little bit of an update on Chuck Sweeting. He came in 1st place. Down, almost contact between Hackthorne and Race. No harm, no foul. Down into turn 3 and 4. Race Clark on the higher side with some rear end damage. Here comes Chuck Sweeting trying to gain those positions back. Got to remember, he was 1st place coming down into pit road under this last caution. He's well back in traffic now in 9th place.
This might get a little tight off turn 2. No, they all navigate out of it clearly there. I thought Johnny was going to try and make it 3 wide, but wisely kind of backs out, and we'll try and take a look at Race Clark out of 4, and we'll not be able to do it.
Battle for the top spot right now. Here we go. Peter Short underneath. Levi Zielinski. Levi wants to come back, but this time he's got to back off because that door just slammed on him. Here it comes. Oh, man. Zielinski's getting Eisentech freight trained here because here comes Cameron Rich taking second spot over. Peter Short to the top spot now. Cameron Rich in second, and Zielinski backed up to third. Looks like Levi Zielinski, he's got the short run speed. He has speed all in all in that car. He did qualify second in this race, currently in third. I know Zielinski was one of the fast guys in the practice session earlier tonight before the race. Long way to go, though.
Yes, and that's the one thing that Levi needs to not worry about is trying to get back to this lead. We still have about 140 laps to go. We still got a very long ways to go. Still a long ways to make up those positions, and we'll probably need to start worrying about it towards the end of the race as we have a battle for fifth.
Another driver I thought I thought would have some short run speed along with Levi Zielinski would be that number 48 of Nathan Velez. Now I do believe the 48 and the 59 are teammates. That's Velez and Zielinski of Rebel Racing, and Chuck Sweeting now putting the pressure on Nathan Velez. That Chuck Sweeting there, we know he's fast, doing everything he can to try to make up those positions. Velez is just going to practically hand it to him. Still running within the top 10. Kind of looking. Yeah, I'm just scrolling through the field here, just to see what's all going on here at the moment. I'm still practically playing catch up here.
Well, we got a battle for, what is that, 11th between the birthday boy, Paul Ross, and Johnny Thomas in his throwback championship scheme there.
Yeah, Paul Ross. Go ahead, Justin.
I was going to say, I haven't really heard too much about Paul here tonight. He's just been quietly kind of outside the top 10 all night so far, and I was hoping to see a little bit more from him. Obviously, we know he's basically locked in, 39 points to the good at the start of tonight, but as he's looking like he's going to be side by side with Johnny off turn 2, see if he can't complete the pass, and he does.
This could be the week for the top guys. I know the Eisentech guys are making noise, such as Peter Short and Cameron Rich, despite winning races. But I think with Paul, he qualified 13th here tonight, and in practice session, he was outside the top 10. So I think Paul's just hoping for a relaxed night here tonight and not worry about it. He knows he's practically good to the next round, so he's just practically taking it easy. I'm not seeing any damage on that number 18, Camaro, the Ski-Doo paint scheme. Here we go. Who we got on board here? Nick Miller. Nick Miller in 14th spot right now. Looking back, that is Kevin Finn behind Miller. Kevin Finn, another driver who looks like he has some damage and found a little bit of trouble here tonight, but nonetheless, he should be okay for the next round in the playoffs. Paul Ross getting a report that he may have just hit the wall, and if it was, it practically may have happened off of turn number 2. And I just looked back at the replay here on the other screen. Nope, he just got loose off of turn number 2.
It's going to happen far too often here tonight, I'm afraid, as that track or that corner, like I said, just comes up on you in quite the hurry.
Most certainly can. Usually them walls at like turn 4 and turn 2, Justin, you got that statue outside the racetrack here at Dover. We call him Miles the Monster. He just reaches out and grabs you.
Absolutely.
Nonetheless, the Eisentech boys out front, Peter Short, Cameron Rich, are so far taming Miles the Monster as they run 1-2, about 2.5 seconds ahead of Levi Zielinski. Now, Levi Zielinski has actually backed up even further and now it's fallen to the clutches of Sam Close. Sam's now putting the pressure on for the 3rd spot.
And I thought he was going to be able to get the nose inside out of turn 2 there. Didn't quite have it. And you see Sam's going to get a little bit higher there. Pull that diamond effect, as we call it. Gets towards the bottom on quarter exit. And there goes Levi. He's going to be able to save it, but he's going to lose, looks like 2-3 spots because of it.
I'd say he's going to lose about 3 spots because we know Chuck Sweeting's been making up spots so as well as Luis Salmasso has been making up spots. Here goes Sweeting towards the inside on Zielinski. Right now, Zielinski in trouble up there in the gray area, not normally where everybody is running here tonight, but he's practically going to let Chuck Sweeting by and just take good care of that pit car because he needs a very good night. He'll be lucky to get in on points, but all in all, Zielinski needs a win. Battle for the lead.
Yes, sir. Cameron Rich to the top, and I think he should get the run. Oh, they're going to touch off turn 4. Peter Short and Cameron Rich battling for that top spot, and it looks like Cameron, for the moment, is going to be able to keep it. See the run he can get off turn 2 is going to be side by side again. And he will officially take the lead away from teammate Peter Short.
Holy moly, I bet there's one driver that's hoping that the teammates wreck each other. That's probably Sam Close because he's starting to kind of pull away just a tick on his teammate Luis Salmasso. Nonetheless, Peter Short just lost the top spot to Cameron Rich, so Cameron to the top.
And just a little update tonight. I think we should Levi Zielinski not win the race. I think we basically have confirmed the 3 that will be eliminated. Chad Brown, no longer in the running here tonight. He's disconnected. So he will be, looks like, eliminated here tonight. Was on the outside looking in. We know Dylan Hickey has all but forfeited his spot, not starting here tonight. And once again, if Levi Zielinski does not get to victory lane here tonight, it's going to be all for naught for that driver of the 59.
So practically, realistically, Justin, I don't know, what do you think? I still think Zielinski still would have to win to get in. I don't think he can really rely on points. That's, what was it, 18 points?
16 points back starting tonight, and, I mean, realistically, you know we love that word, but, I mean, it was going to take a win here tonight with the issues that he had the past 2 races. Unfortunately, kind of put himself in this position, but showing some speed here tonight. I'm not going to count him out quite yet. Should we get maybe a late race restart? Could do a little gambling, and I think that's what's going to take for this driver of the 59 is he's still kind of struggling at the moment in 6th.
Well, guess what? Realistically, let's be realistic here. We're not even at the halfway point. That if Levi can find a way to get himself towards the top spot, like first or second, that could and them bonus points could come into play and chop down that points deficit.
Absolutely, something I overlooked, and I'm glad that you mentioned that. You said currently in 6th, so if he can if we get another caution towards the end of the halfway point here, and he can find his way up there. It might be possible for Levi, but we'll have to see.
Well, right now, I just pulled up the points graphics here. He was 16 points at the start of this. Chad Brown was -4, and Dylan Hickey was -3. We know Dylan Hickey ain't here tonight, and we know Chad Brown's wrecked, so that eliminates those guys. So that would allow Levi to pass those 2, but Matt Hackathorn is +3, and Johnny Thomas +11. So realistically, I still think Zielinski is racing Hackathorn, which Hackathorn is in 7th place right now. Zielinski's only gained a point. So at this point, Zielinski is still out of it.
Yes. And I'm honestly surprised on the speed of that 44. When he got into that accident, he had no nose to begin with, but he's been repairing that damage every caution we got, and he's riding in 7th at the moment. That's I'd say a huge accomplishment for the driver of the 44 at the moment, seeing the state of that car during the yellow.
Got a battle for 3rd place. Chuck Sweeting just got underneath Sam Close. He did pass Luis Salmasso a little bit ago. Now he's passing Sam, so Chuck Sweeting moves up to 3rd place. Sam Close falls back to 4th.
Got a lot of speed in that 26 tonight.
He most certainly does. Rusty Webb on the back straightaway gets out of the way for the leaders here, or for the front runners, I should say. Peter Short only 0.5 of a second back from Cameron Rich. And a very quiet night here. Everybody kind of spread out just a little bit at the moment.
Looks like we're a
Rusty
battle.
Webb. just maybe hit the wall in the middle of turns 1 and 2.
We got
Either
some
that-
racing on the back between Tate Lytle and Race Clark there. They were side by side down the back. As, well, almost hit it.
And he got close to it, though. I thought he was, but he must have maybe... It was out of corner of my eye, that's for sure.
Yeah, just behind that. Those two were racing pretty hard, surprisingly up towards the wall last lap. Yeah.
Johnny Thomas and Paul Ross may be battling it out again. That would be for 11th place. Let's see if Paul can do anything to get on the bottom of Johnny Thomas. Johnny Thomas looks like he's going to have the run on corner exit of turn 4 as they head down to turn number 1.
I'm just kind of surprised at how high they're getting in the middle of the corner there. Really closer to the wall than they were to the bottom that time around. It looks like Tate Lytle was all the way up towards the wall and going to come down in front of the 77. Saw that just in front.
Caution! Oh no, Peter Short! Just big time crash down in turn on the entrance of turn number 3, and he has now brought it to the garage. I think he actually hit the wall.
No, he did not. He got loose out of turn number 2. He got the inside wall and then finally the outside wall, but that close angle there showed that he did not get the wall. He just got really loose. It looked like overcorrected it.
Well, I tell you what, he was really close to the wall anyways, and when he kind of tried to correct the car, and rightfully
then he
so,
got the wall.
Then he got the wall. Oh, hitting that inside wall, really knocked him out.
Well, the good news for Peter is that he'd already punched his ticket to the round of 9. Of course, he wanted to have a good night here tonight, but it's looking like he will not, as he's already disconnected, so he will not be finishing tonight's race.
He'll have to be very careful come next week, though, because everybody will be practically tied in points, and you know where we are next week. Talladega.
Oh, is that next week? Oh, boy.
All right, down pit road. Cameron Rich. Let's see what he can do here.
Speaking of pit road, I was going to say, speaking of pit road, producer just got into my ear asking about fuel numbers if they can make it to the end, and right as he said that, caution came out, so I felt like that was perfect timing from Carlos.
I'm seeing 4 tires on every single driver. Samuel Close, faster pit stop. That's still a 4-tire pit stop for Sam. But man, oh man, Cameron Rich loses a number of positions on pit road. Chuck Sweeting wins it off the pit road. 2nd place, Sam Close. 3rd place, Luis Salmasso. 4th place, Zielinski. And Matt Hackathorn running out the top 5 on exiting pit road.
Yeah, I was going to say, Cameron may have been repairing some sort of damage or something, because he was...
Could be.
His stop was a 20-second pit stop, so...
Well, he does have some right front damage. I do see that it's crinkled in. It's actually looked better looking right now, so... yeah. Maybe a good opportunity to try to get some of that damage repaired. 20-second pit stop for him, so he will fall back approximately 8th place. He'll be all right.
No doubt, yeah. Well, I think this is the run where Levi Zielinski, currently in the 4th spot, is going to have to push a little harder than he may have been, because this is, like you said, he's going to need to get some points here at this halfway break. When we get to green, it's probably going to be around lap 88, I want to guess. And so it's going to be about 13 laps of racing. So he's going to be able, or he's going to need to stay on it here for this restart.
Very interesting scenario here. Because if Levi Zielinski drives it too hard, we already know he's practically a short-run car, and his competitors around him know it. Realistically, he's got to fend these guys off for the next at least 12 laps.
Yes.
Because we're going to have 15 to go right here at the line. When they come to the line, that will be 15 to go to the halfway point of the race, halfway bonus. I don't know. I don't think he can last 12 laps.
He's going to have to do some hardcore blocking, because either way, this is going to be his make-or-break moment of the race. You know, should he not be able to get up towards the front at the end of the race.
I would ask him, but I am not going to ask him because we have the one-to-go signal this time by. So let's hope the best for Levi, and maybe he can get it back, try to at least stay in that top 4, top 5 spot. I would prefer the higher up you are, the better the points.
Yep.
But we will see. He's got Matt Hackthorne in 5th. And that's the one he's truly racing. So let's reset the field for you. Chuck Sweeting is out front. Samuel Close is in 2nd place. Luis Salmasso is in 3rd. Levi Zielinski, as we mentioned, is in 4th. Matt Hackthorne in 5th. Race Clark in 6th. Nathan Velez in 7th. Cameron Rich in 8th. Tate Lytle in 9th. Rounding out the top 10, Johnny Thomas. Justin, bring him to the green.
All right, well, we kept mentioning that Levi's going to need to get a good start and hold off these guys these next 13, 14 laps, because this is going to be his make-or-break moment for making it in to the round of 9. As pace car is off, Chuck is elected to start on the bottom, and he is off. Green flag is out. He'll be able to clear the 5 by a good 2 car lengths. Levi Zielinski will be able to get up to 3rd. It'll be Luis Salmasso. The 4 changed lanes, it looked like, before the start-finish line. See if they call him on it.
Waiting for official word from the race control on Luis Salmasso, but nonetheless, Race Clark way high above the racetrack here. That's going to be the first side-by-side battle on track with Matt Hackthorne and Race Clark for 5th.
And Matt Hackthorne looks like he should get the spot, and right behind them, Cameron Rich.
We have just got official word. Luis Salmasso did change lanes before the start-finish line, and he is being posted a black flag for the number 4 Heineken Camaro, Luis Salmasso. Very unfortunate.
Yes, but looks like he has a fast enough car. Oh man, Race Clark really got loose off the corner number 2.
Tell you what, he wants to quickly serve that penalty and then have these guys wreck.
Man, you saw Luis hitting all sorts of bumps down there on the apron, trying to get down to pit road.
Race Clark doing a pretty good job, man. Even though he's got a loose race car next to the turn 2, he's holding off Hackthorne, he's holding off Rich, he's holding off Velez. And look at the big gap separation from 3rd to 4th. It is huge. This is good news for Levi Zielinski. He's got to hold these guys off for 10 laps to stay up there to try to get as many bonus points as he can. But meanwhile, Matt Hackthorne is on the high side, feeling pressure from Cameron Rich. This is good news for Levi Zielinski. Matt Hackthorne is going to lose a spot, but he still remains in the top 10. Top 10 get paid bonus points. Now he's being passed from Nathan Velez.
This was like the perfect scenario that Levi needed, running 3rd at the moment. And really his closest competitors about half a second behind. Coming pretty close to halfway, so he's not going to have to run too much longer. He's just going to have to hold on to that 3rd spot, because I believe as Cameron Rich gets under the 77.
Almost contact back there between Johnny Thomas and Nathan Velez. Off of turn 2, still got a battle back there between Paul Ross and Tate Lytle for 9th.
Tate's going to get up the racetrack a little bit, but he looks like he might get the run off the corner. Paul's barely going to hold on to that spot.
Paul's doing everything he can. Looks like that car is pretty good tonight. Tate Lytle just now loses a spot to Paul. Paul now up to 9th place. Tate Lytle backing up to 10th. There's good news and there's bad news. And I hate to tell Levi Zielinski, but there's number 17 Boeing 4 coming after you right now. He's got to hold him off, though. And I assume Levi Zielinski would play defense should Cameron Rich catch him.
It's just going to be the question, though, of how hard Levi or Cam's going to race Levi for that spot as we become at 6 laps from the halfway point.
Man, oh man, Tate Lytle just almost lost it there. He just allowed losing the spot to Kevin Finn. That would be for a 10th.
Oh man, Kyle Hanshaw really loose in the turn 1. Not really sure how he held on to that.
I don't know.
Turn 4. Watch the hands as being a turn 1 here.
Whoa, yeah.
Working it.
Talk about dancing with a chainsaw.
All right. Well, Cameron Rich is there to the back bumper of the 59 of Levi Zielinski.
Oh, man, yeah. Right now, Levi needs to hold off Cameron for 3 laps. Can you do it? That's going to be a big, tough question. It's going to be tough for sure. Salmasso did receive his penalty, and he did serve it. But the biggest news right here is Levi Zielinski and Cameron Rich.
There it is.
I don't know if it's going to happen. He's still throwing the blocks.
Cam's going to get his nose. He's just going to drive off the corner here. Oh, man, that's gotten real close.
Oh, man, he tried. Levi tried, man, but he unfortunately is going to have to settle for another lost position to Cameron Rich here because Levi's back up to 4th now. This is not good news for Zielinski because Hackathorn is currently in 6th. That's just another bonus point loss right there. Here we go, lap 100. Next time by, the bonus points will be handed out. Chuck Sweeting has pulled about 0.6 of a second on Samuel Close. Zielinski now starting to fall back. I know Race Clark is starting to catch him just a little by little, but Zielinski will settle for 4th place. That's 7 bonus points for Levi Zielinski, 5 bonus points for Matt Hackathorn. So realistically, Levi Zielinski has gained 2 points on Hackathorn.
Yeah, and I mean, if Matt Hackathorn continues his pace here tonight, it's going to be, looks like, too little too late for Levi.
Yeah, that's all Matt Hackathorn has to do is just drive what he's doing right now. You're in the top 10. You know, you're not battling anybody significantly or battling somebody hard. You know, you're just doing your job out there, and that's what he's got to do. He's currently running in 6th place and just hoping for a top 10 finish and getting out of Dover.
Just imagine. You do all this battling to keep in to the round of 9 here tonight, and then next week you go to Talladega.
That's anybody's game right there, even if you're not a playoff driver.
The worst nightmare is having an issue there, because that could set you back all types of spots early in the going.
Well, I do think this first round was pretty difficult as well because you started off the Milwaukee Mile on a flat track. And on screen, we do see Tate Lytle going after Kevin Finn right now for 10th place here. This is actually the only battle I'm currently seeing on the speedway. But nonetheless, this first round has been difficult for a lot of these drivers. I mean, you start off at a flat track at the Milwaukee Mile, then you went to a road course, Watkins Glen, and some guys are good at road courses and some are not. Almost contact between Tate Lytle and Kevin Finn. Tate had to back it off there. And he most certainly did. And then you come to Dover here today, which Dover is no easy track as well. That's just the first round. And then the second round, you started it off at Talladega, and then you go to Martinsville. I mean, man, that's like 2 toss-up races right there.
Corey set these rounds up, I think, as perfectly as he could. Like you mentioned, this first round was no slouch by any means, and neither is this second round going to be. You said you have Talladega, Martinsville, 2 back-to-back, difficult tracks, and then Texas can be a difficult track for some as well. And then you're going to go to the next round, just 2 races, Chicagoland at Phoenix, really no room for error. And then you're going to finish it all off at Homestead.
Well, Tate Lytle has certainly backed off now of Kevin Finn. He's still kind of running in his tracks just a little bit, trying different lines to try to catch him and maybe try to pass him. Chuck Sweeting still has about a 1.5 second race lead over Samuel Close. Now Sam Close is starting to fall into the clutches of the number 17 Boeing Ford of Eisentech Enterprises, Cameron Rich. Cameron slowly but gaining on Sam. Looks like the damage is not really bothering Cameron. And that miscue on pit road, I shouldn't say call it a miscue. He just stayed on pit road to get some damage repair maybe. It didn't bother him.
Definitely did not. And it looks like Levi Zielinski has finally fallen into the clutches of Race Clark here. That would be for the fourth spot, excuse me.
I bet at this point right now, Levi Zielinski's hoping and praying for a caution flag right now before he starts to lose any more spots, because he is now fallen into the clutches of Race Clark. And if these two cats start battling side by side, right behind them is Matt Hackathorn, the one Levi Zielinski's racing here today, practically 4 points. And then you got Nathan Velez, who's not a playoff driver. He's the highest running playoff driver right now, or non-playoff driver. Excuse me, no, I take that back. Race Clark is the highest non-running playoff driver.
Good run for race 2, considering he brought out, I believe it was the first caution with Richard Lafferty. Got into him, and you can see all that damage that 77 has, but he's doing a nice job of wheeling it right now and putting it where it needs to be. Cracked the top 5 and possibly going to get 4th place here.
This is the biggest battle on the speedway here, folks, right here. Actually, we're back on reap right here, trying to find out what happened here. Oh, a little bit of Levi Zielinski. Oh, yeah. Tell you what,
well, man, it's gotten really tight here. Oh, man, I thought Race was
I thought they were
about to
wreck.
lose it. Yeah.
I told you, as soon as these two cats start battling, it's going to be Matt Hackathorn who's going to try to take advantage of this. Look at him. He's following the same foot tracks as Race Clark.
And he really needs to. He needs to get any advantage that he can on Levi Zielinski, and obviously passing him would give him quite the advantage.
Ew,
oh, man. Levi's blocking a little bit there down the front.
That almost turned into a 3-car mess. Maybe 4-car, 5-car, because here comes Johnny Thomas. He's trying to get underneath Nathan Velez. Thought about it. It's practically a 5-car battle here.
Another driver we mentioned couldn't have a bad night. Johnny Thomas just behind, running an 8th, so solid night for Johnny at the moment.
Problem is for Levi here, he's not good on the long run. Right now he's starting to be overtaken by the number 44 of Hackathorn. Almost getting loose off of turn 2. Now here comes Nathan Velez.
Levi just outside the top 5 now. Just fell back to 6th and probably 7th as Johnny will get the nose underneath.
Yeah, almost got to the left rear quarter panel there. He's trying to get a run. He had to back it off because Johnny Thomas was just about to get a little bit tight on corner of turn 2. So it certainly did. Zielinski still utilizing the little bit of a higher to middle groove line. Contact between Kevin Finn and Nathan Velez. No harm, no foul, but there was slight contact between the two drivers. Nathan Velez now on the bottom side, letting these guys go by just a little bit.
While this is all going on, nothing you're missing up front. Chuck Sweeting kind of checked out from the field about 1.7 seconds ahead of second place Cameron Rich. That gap slowly closing. Sam closing 3rd.
Got by Sam a little while ago, and that was expected because he was gaining on Sam. Now he's starting to gain just a little bit on Chuck Sweeting. Chuck Sweeting kind of entered a little bit of traffic of Rusty Webb. Just ahead of Sweeting is Kyle Hanshaw.
Had a battle that came and went. Tate Lytle just got by the 18 of Paul Ross.
Okay, and Zielinski's going to lose another spot to Kevin Finn, it looks like. This is not good to Levi Zielinski. No. This is more points lost now because those 2 bonus points have been now practically just been thrown out the window at the moment.
Well, seeing how it doesn't seem like his car is handling well in the long runs, and it kind of begs the question of if we get a caution, how is he going to be able to play this out? Should we get, maybe a restart with 5 to go? Obviously we're going to have to do at least one more pit stop. That might be it, though. So if we run this race green to the end. Yeah. And it's about 60 laps for a fuel run, so I think this next stop, unless we get a caution, might be able to take him to the end.
Well, right now it's going to be 80. Right now it's 80 laps to go. So it's hard to say at this point, but these guys still continue to run. There's a pretty significant battle back there. Paul Ross, Tate Lytle going at it once again. That would be a battle for 9th place. Oh, almost contact between the two drivers. As Paul successfully gets by Tate for 9th. Levi Zielinski remaining in 8th. Matt Hackathorn 5th so far.
Oh,
caution!
Looks
Nick
like the
Miller.
9 of Nick Miller in
Yes,
turn
sir.
1.
Did he get loose?
Guess we'll find out here. Wow, that was a really strange place to get loose, though. It was like in the middle of the straight. Wow, he just about got Chuck Sweeting, the leader.
Can we get on board of that, Chuck Sweeting? Holy smokes.
Here's another look. He was like halfway down the front straightaway and lost that car. So.
Ow!
Man.
That was the race leader, folks. Wow.
That was a little too close for comfort.
That was very close indeed. So Chuck Sweeting almost had a heart attack in his number 26 car. But all right, now pace car has recaptured the field here. Chuck Sweeting's going to lean down pit road, and this is a savior to Levi Zielinski. But again, his long run speed is just not there tonight in that number 15. Hell of a good Ford. So let's see what Levi can do to capitalize on this as the Chuck Sweeting brings the field in. "35 miles an hour is pit road speed limit. Very difficult to pit. This is a very difficult pit road if you're pitting under a green flag condition. But that is not the case here tonight. Just seems like every little while we will see a caution flag.
Well, while we have these guys pitting, it looks like Luis Amaso has chosen to stay out, and he would get the wave around.
I think the lucky dog, yeah.
No, the 46, I believe, got the lucky dog. He's going to have to hope for the wave around, and he's going to have to hope for another quick caution as the 26 of Chuck Sweeting gets off pit road first. But this is, obviously, I don't think Luis is worried too much about points, all but locked in, but it's a interesting strategy by the 4. Obviously, kind of put himself in the situation with the penalty, changing lanes. So
most certainly does, Justin. And here, right now is the moment of truth. Pit road is open for the lapped car vehicles. That means Rusty Webb is going to bring him in. Is he going to come in? He's more than likely. Now let's just take Luis Amaso's case here a minute and kind of change it up. Let's just say he stays out. We go back green flag. He would be the guy that's on the oldest tires at the moment on track. He would need a caution like quickly. In order to within at least 20, maybe 15 laps, because he'll be the slowest guy out there. If we don't get that caution, he'll go back a lap down. So this is actually a pretty good call at the moment.
It's all about risk versus reward, and obviously they chose, not to go with that option.
Yeah, Luis practically only has to race the 88 of Rusty Webb, which is practically his teammate over there at 3OG Racing. And they'll be fighting for the lucky dog in 15th place. The next guy lap down, other than those two drivers, is Nick Miller, who's down on pit road, but he's more than a lap down. So this is an okay call for Luis. Plenty of racing left to get back on the lead lap.
Why don't we take a look through the field here? We have 14 drivers on the lead lap currently, and the 26 slowing down.
Chuck Sweeting may have a problem here right now. I do believe he may have been caught speeding on pit road. End of the line penalty, it sounds like. Unless he had a miscue. Nope, he's going back up towards the front.
I think he had a miscue. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything called by the race director, so...
Nothing's 100% official there. It looks like he's going back up because right now, if he had a end of the line penalty for whatever reason, he would already have been back there.
Yes.
So this just points out that he was just either adjusting something or had a miscue on hardware. But right now, it looks like he's okay and ready to go for this restart. Cameron Rich will be in second place, Sam Close in third, Race Clark in fourth, and how about Johnny Thomas in fifth place right now?
Good night for Johnny. So as we were saying, 14 cars, it looks like, on the lead lap. Luis Almaso will be the first car a lap down. Rusty Webb is also a lap down. Nick Miller 4 down. And those are all the cars left on track. So 17 cars running here tonight. Peter Short, Chad Brown, Jordan Teal, Mike Stevens, all out of the race here tonight. And, of course, Dylan Hickey not making a start tonight. So
biggest loser on the pit stops was Levi Zielinski. He came in 8th, and now he's back out on track. Ready for this restart? He will restart in 12th place. Coming to you, Justin.
All right, well, pace car is in. Chuck Sweeting, your leader. Usually pretty good on these restarts, and he is off. Green flag is out, but it almost looked like Cameron Rich was expecting that. Didn't let him get too far ahead as, man, everybody slid up to that high side. It was Sam Close, Johnny Thomas, and Race Clark, and Race Clark almost got squeezed out there as they enter turn 1.
Ooh, man, a lot of activity almost coming off turn number 2 there. Right now, hey, Kevin Finn battling with Race Clark right now for position on the speedway. That's the first side-by-side battle. Kevin Finn trying to get underneath Race. That'll be a battle for 5th. There isn't really any activity in the back of the pack. The only battles between Race and Kevin. And that actually backed them up into the clutches of Paul Ross, but Paul had nowhere to go. The 18 car's just sitting there waiting for an opportunity to take advantage of these two cats out front. Up here, the 77 and the 14, Race Clark and Kevin Finn. Race is actually getting a nice run off of turn number 2. He will utilize that. Kevin Finn just not giving up just yet.
Kevin's going to get that spot, and I thought that Paul was trying to back up the corner a little bit, but wasn't able to get the run down the front.
Pretty big gap of cars right here. Levi Zielinski's now making use of the fresh tires, getting by Nathan Velez. Everybody's snaking down the back straightaway.
This might be the move for the lead. Yes, there he goes. Cameron Rich to the inside of the 26 of Chuck Sweeting, and will take the spot. That was developing for a few laps now, and put Cameron Rich to the top spot. And that's how it happened. Just a good run off turn 4, used that momentum down the front, and got the nose to the inside.
Still got a significant battle on screen, as you see. Paul Ross trying to defend Tate Lytle. He was just in trouble side by side last time in 3 and 4. Right now he's able to separate himself just a little bit here. Oh man, a Hackathorn may have touched the wall right in front of Levi Zielinski.
I think Nathan Velez also got the wall there, almost simultaneously.
I remember these two cats were on board with Levi Zielinski. Just ahead of him is Matt Hackathorn. That's the driver he's racing today for points. Paul Ross may have just touched the wall now off of turn 2. He's down 3 and 4 right now, but it didn't hurt him too bad.
Oh,
if he did.
I thought Levi just barely got that apron. Didn't look like it hurt him at all. He's gonna have to fight with Luis Almaso, who's currently a lap down. Would be the lucky dog recipient should we get a caution. It looks like that 4 is trying to climb as high up in the field as he can.
Luis is just praying for a caution at the moment. He just does not want to be the caution or get any kind of car contact with the wall or another car or nothing, because he doesn't want that taken away from him. So right now, Salmaso just driving his butt off, trying to get away from Rusty Webb as far as possible to be eligible for that lucky dog spot.
And is
Nick Miller to the garage, 13 laps down.
And Luis really has nothing to worry about in terms of racing for a lucky dog. Just has to make sure that, like you said, Tanner, doesn't cause the caution or doesn't get involved in the caution, should we get one.
Levi Zielinski looking underneath Matt Hackathorn for 9th. Ooh, nice pass. That was a good textbook pass. Now Hackathorn falling back just a little bit. He just lost 3 spots practically in 1 lap.
That would actually be 2 spots because, of course, Luis just trying to get up as far as he can. He is a lap down.
Ah, yeah, you're right. My mistake.
I'll tell you what, though, that 4 car is showing me that it does have good speed. Should we get another caution, he could be right back in this game.
Oh yeah, he's fast enough to be in this game right now because right now he's doing everything he can. He's putting pressure on Levi Zielinski. I don't think he's trying to push too much pressure on him because he knows he's a lap down. But again, Zielinski is known for a guy to fall off on a long run.
Well, I'll tell you what, Cameron Rich up front is basically checked out from these top 2 behind him. Pulled that to about a 2.5 second lead over Chuck Sweeting at the moment, and Sam Close not letting Chuck get too far out ahead either. They've been pretty close ever since the drop of the green. And how about Johnny Thomas in that 4th spot?
Haven't talked a lot about Johnny Thomas this evening, but we've mentioned him here and there. Johnny Thomas having a good run so far. He practically needs it in order to stay good on points-wise for the next round of the playoffs. Johnny Thomas is currently in 4th place after starting 11th.
We have a battle developing between Kevin Finn and Paul Ross. See Paul jump to the inside. He's going to be able to hold it off the corner. Still gets the nose inside. He's pretty low, so the momentum won't really carry him too much down the front straightaway. Still going to be side by side down the front. And should this 14 get by, Tate Lytle is going to try and follow suit.
This is actually the biggest battle on track. Yeah, you got Kevin Finn on the higher line there. Tate Lytle follow closely behind. Paul Ross in the 18 trying to get underneath Finn.
Oh, and that got really close. And that's going to force Paul Ross to give up the spot, lose all his momentum, and he loses a spot to the 56 of Lytle.
Well, these drivers we're talking about that this car is practically loose on entrance, but very tight on exit. And the weather setting here tonight is an overcast setting, but the track temperature is still 85 degrees. And you're still handling a Monster Energy NASCAR Cup car around this joint. High horsepower.
Oh no, Matt Hackathorn down pit road. Looks like I'm not sure if he has more damage, but either way, on pit road. And not sure what's going on with that 44 at the moment.
He was, you gotta remember when Levi was getting underneath the 44 of Hackathorn? Ever since then, he was dropping back like he fell off like a pigeon, man. I mean, I'm telling you, he just was not going anywhere. He was backed up to 13th.
Man, did he make it on pit road or add speed?
Yeah, he made it on pit road and speed, but he's got 35 miles an hour. This will put him 2 laps down. So this practically almost takes him right out of the ball game for a shot at a top 10 finish. He's got to make up 2 laps here. This is not good.
Yeah, I mean, realistically though, that's only about 7 spots where he had to make up about 16 to begin the night. Maybe a little bit less, so probably maybe about 4 points a deficit, maybe?
I tell you what, Paul Ross just cannot shake off Tate Lytle at all tonight.
Yeah, the birthday boy's not having it easy, is he?
No, he's not, because look at that. He's got a gangle of cars right behind him, and one of those cars are just a lap down. Here it goes. Oh, man, what the heck happened? Oh, he hit the apron there. Ain't going to be good. That's scrubbing off some speed.
Oh, this is going to get
There's a
pretty
gaggle of
interesting.
cars down that back straightaway.
And
Oh,
Levi's-
man, number 4 out of the groove.
Oh, wow.
I think that was intentional, though. I don't remember him hitting the wall. Yeah, he's just getting out of there. He just wants to be eligible for the Lucky Dog if these teammates wreck.
I'll tell you what, that is a huge pack down that back straightaway. Levi broke out of that for a little bit, and now Matt Hackthorne on those fresh tires trying to make a charge to the field.
We're not at Talladega yet.
Man.
Oh, man, we're not at Talladega yet, boys.
I don't know how hard Matt Hackthorne really wants to race these guys 3 wide.
That's why we call it 3 wide racing, because we have stuff like that happens, especially here at Dover.
And he had to get hard on the binders to make sure he didn't possibly get into those guys on corner exit.
Oh man, that got scary for Paul too. Oof.
Yeah.
I mean, well, realistically, if Hackthorne would have just kept it in there, that would have been even more scary for Levi, because Levi doesn't want to have a bad day.
Yeah. Can't afford to have a bad day, really, with, I mean, you know, already in a pretty poor position at the moment and currently 9th. Nothing can really go right for Levi at the moment, but with the 44 pitting, it puts him pretty close to being back in the ballgame.
With that being said, it's still a battle of cars right here, because you got Levi Zielinski trying to get underneath Paul Ross now. Paul Ross in the 18, former Cup Series champion in the 3 wide Racing League, is feeling the pressure from Levi for 8th place.
Oh, that's going to be contact. There goes the 18 around.
No!
And the 59.
No! Oh, no!
Birthday boy around and the 59 of Levi Zielinski outside looking in, I think.
Oh, yeah. It looks
He's
like
got no
Levi,
nose on that.
Levi just pushed tight. I mean, Paul was just kind of just running his groove of the racetrack. Levi just came up into the door of the 18, got both cars a little loose. That second hit's what finished off the 18. Levi has got some pretty significant damage. Well, the Lucky Dog recipient is going to go to Kyle Hanshaw, not Luis Salmaso.
He's going to get another Lucky Dog.
The whole spoiler's gone. The front bumper of Paul Ross is gone. In other words, he's looking like an SK modified right now. Look at that. Let's look at that again here.
You could really only do this type of racing
There.
for so long.
Contact right there's what finished Paul off.
Man, did he get flung around like a ping pong ball.
And this practically is going to end Levi's playoff hopes in the 2018 Race King Cup Series playoffs. Actually, just got word right now, Luis Salmaso is the Lucky Dog recipient.
That puts him back in this game.
Cameron Rich takes 4 tires, he's done. Sam Close, 4 tires, he's done. So does Chuck Sweeting. And 4th place, coming out of pits, is Johnny Thomas. 5th place, Race Clark. Well, should we, I think maybe right now, let's see where Levi Zielinski is. At the moment, he's actually right here. He's actually practically a lap down now. He will go a lap down if he chooses to pit right here. He's going to have to. He's got a lot of damage. I'm thinking about interviewing him if that's okay with the production truck back there.
You can handle that one.
Okay, I certainly will. But first, let's just wait till he gets into his pit box. Maybe not. Levi Zielinski, you're 35 miles an hour pit road. Don't speed. Do you got a copy?
Yeah.
Hey, man, take us through that incident with Paul Ross there coming off turn number 4. It looks like your car just pushed tight, and you made door-to-door contact with him. That got Paul really loose.
Yeah.
Tell me, walk me through it.
I mean, as we were bound for a position, I'm trying to get as much spots as I can so that way I can beat or get, past Hackathorn, but I felt like I wasn't given as much room as I could have on the bottom. I felt like he could have been a couple notches up after even seeing the broadcast. It just seemed like he could have been a couple inches above where he was actually.
Well, Levi, this is certainly going to put you one lap down at the moment. How much damage is your crew currently saying that you have at the moment?
I had just had 22 seconds of required and 3 minutes of optional. So I mean, radiator is gonna be busted. So probably go back out. So I guess so. I mean, sucks to go out like this.
Well, Levi, you may not make the next round of the playoffs, but what's the goal to try to end before ending the season? Try to get another win before the season's over with?
Yeah, that'd probably be the main goal. I mean, we got a lot of our laps led today, so we ended up hitting the 1,000 mark for 3-wide career before we end it this season. But overall, hopefully get another win. But I mean, we have fast cars each week, so just bad luck, unfortunately.
Levi, you've had a great run in 3-wide racing league. You met a lot of great people, and you've raced. You had some great races under the belt, especially with me racing with you out there on the track at times. Wish you the best of luck in the rest of this race and the rest of the season. Thank you for talking with us.
Yep.
That was Levi Zielinski, folks, who is currently 1 lap down, 13th, looking like an SK modified, but he's going to do everything he can to finish out this race at the moment. I do believe we did receive the 1-to-go signal this time by, so let's go ahead and reset the field for you. Cameron Rich is currently your race leader under this caution flag. Sam Close in second, Chuck Sweeting in third, Johnny Thomas in fourth, Race Clark rounding out the top 5, Kevin Finn is in sixth, Tate Lytle in seventh, Nathan Velez in eighth. 9th place, Richard Lafferty, and rounding out the top 10 is Richard Hines. A little bit of an update on Paul Ross. He is much worse than Levi Zielinski. Paul has actually blown the engine up in pit road. He's currently smoking. He's 16th with a blown engine. Justin, they're coming to you on the restart.
All right, well, pace car is in. Cameron Rich is off, and that was a great restart for that 17. Kind of caught everybody by surprise the way you want to do it. And green flag is out, so it'll be the battle between Sam Close and Chuck Sweeting. Well, it wasn't much of a battle between those two. It'll be Chuck Sweeting and Johnny Thomas. That will be the battle. Chuck Sweeting going to get turned around. Had to check up a little bit in turn 2. Race Clark involved in that one. And who else? The 88 of Rusty Webb, it looks like.
Bunch of good drivers who were running fairly well within the top 10 here tonight that have made their presence known are now junk.
And realistically, it looked like the 26 a little loose in the middle of the corner. It looked like had to check up a little bit. And
oh yeah, I had to check up just a little bit. Maybe felt like the car got tight, so maybe burped the throttle just a little bit. But that allowed the 77 to get into the back bumper. Right there, you see it.
Nothing Race could do there. I mean, not expecting someone to check up in the middle of the corner. So yeah, very unfortunate. That he had done a lot of repairs to that car, and unfortunately now it's without a nose on that 77.
Could we get an onboard of Nathan Velez, please? Because that looks like a near miss. Let's look at this right here. Bump, and then he gets bumped from behind from Tate Lytle. He was just sandwiched.
Yeah, nothing he could do there.
Nathan
so this is
Velez,
on board the
though.
48. We'll go a little bit behind.
Yeah, watch this. Now Nathan Velez, he is a teammate to Levi Zielinski on Rebel Racing. This is all going to happen right in front of him, right here. Oh, man! Good piece of driving, good eyes by Nathan Velez.
Yes, sir. Well, that's another caution. Who's going to get the lucky dog? It'll be the 46 of Kyle Hanshaw. See him going around.
Hanshaw, lucky dog recipient. Pit road, I do believe, was open last time by. None of the front runners decided to take it, and rightfully so.
Yeah, they hadn't even made it a lap. But who this might benefit is drivers like Levi Zielinski, Matt Hackthorne, who probably still have to repair some damage. So the 44 will bring it down pit road, and Levi Zielinski, a late decision to bring it down pit road.
Well, yeah, I would say get as much damage repair as you can if you're Levi Zielinski. He was just not the lucky dog recipient. He's going to have to face off Matt Hackathorn right now. Now, Hackathorn, he did take a wave around. He was 2 laps down. He took a wave around, and then that incident happened. So that puts Hackathorn 1 lap down instead of 2. So he's going to pit right now with Levi Zielinski. So there's still practically a battle between Zielinski and Hackathorn. But the difference is Zielinski needs to gain more spots in order to beat Hackathorn with about less than 40 laps to go.
Chuck Sweeting was actually disconnected for the night. So obviously maybe he feels like that damage is too much to continue with.
Would it be alright if I do an interview with Paul Ross about that incident?
Yeah, let's talk to the birthday boy. I was actually thinking about that.
Paul Ross, 3YTV got a copy.
Yes, I do. How's it going?
Hey man, first off, happy birthday to you. And I'm unfortunately the birthday wishes didn't come true for a good clean race here tonight. You and Zielinski made contact that resulted into your night ending. Walk me through it in the driver's eyes of Paul Ross.
I don't know. I know that Tate and we battled side by side. I don't know. I want to say probably 15, 20, maybe even 30 laps throughout this race and no issues. And I think Levi just pushed up a little bit. I had my tires, about as high as I could get them before I was out of the dark stuff. And just the slightest contact, and the way this track is, you're naturally loose on exit. So the slightest contact at all, just it'll send you right around.
Was there a game plan for you tonight, Paul? Because normally we see you running up towards the front as we do receive the 1-go signal. We normally see you run up towards the front, but was there a game plan just to take it easy for the night?
I don't know if it's the build or the tires or the car or what, but I was not getting the hang of this track at all. My teammates were giving me pointers on how to run the corners smoother, better. I was doing everything they were saying, and in the average run, they had about 80% right front left, and I was down in, low 70s. So I couldn't keep the right front under it. I just couldn't get a grasp on, how to make the car rotate and, without burning that right front off.
All right, Paul, we're going back green flag here. Sorry to interrupt, but we appreciate you explaining the situation out there, and best of luck the rest of the race and as well into the next round of the playoffs.
All righty. Thanks, guys.
Green flag is out. Cam Rich with the jump there. Johnny Thomas up to the 2nd spot. Sam Close back to 3rd. Kevin Finn in 4th. And Luis Almaso, after getting that black flag for changing lanes, will be up to 5th.
Very good significant contact with the wall on Richard Hines' part right now. That's going to allow Matt Hackathorn, who's a lap down, to get underneath Hines back there. But otherwise, everybody's practically single file. Not anymore. Sam Close and Johnny Thomas are going at it for position.
And almost seemed like Johnny... Oh, man.
Everybody's hitting the wall, it looks like. At least kissing it.
Samaso under Kevin Finn.
Oh, man, he's
for
back.
4th. This is a replay on Johnny Thomas. Here comes Thomas right back at Close. He was right on the bumper off corner number 2. Gonna try and drive off 4 here. Oh man, Sam Close really loose off turn 4.
He's loose, but it's fast. I mean, it's still keeping him in 2nd, but with all this activity going around 2nd, 3rd place, this is allowing Cameron Rich to pull away. He's pulled away about close to a 2.5 race lead on Sam, Johnny, and Salmaso.
Salmaso right on the back bumper of the 83 of Johnny Thomas at the moment.
Gotta say, man, wasn't that long ago Salmaso actually got the lucky dog, and now he's back up in the top 5.
Oh, no!
He's saving Salmaso! He does it! Wow!
Somehow doesn't destroy that race car. Back to 7th, so loses about 3 or 4 spots, but that, it does get a little bit of damage there, but man.
How in the world? Folks, we're talking Dover here, and there's banking on the racetrack everywhere, including the straightaways. How he saved that, I will never know.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
Kind of reminds me of that save I pulled off at Atlanta, but Atlanta is just a totally different track than what Dover is.
Whew. Well, I'm sure that took his breath away. He'll try and gather back up.
Tell you what, Hackathorn, he may be a lap down, but he is starting to go ahead and then battling with Richard Lafferty here for 6th. Salmasso's actually backed up to 7th due to that little miscue off turn number 2. Although it's been pretty good here, Salmasso. He's just got to work a little harder now, even though he's back. He was in the top 5. He's got to work a little harder to try to get back up there with about 29 laps to go.
Just kind of looking through the field and pretty kind of single file. Ooh, who's that off?
Tate Lytle. Tate Lytle had some significant damage. I think he was exiting the pits.
Still slow.
Blew the engine, maybe.
Oh, no, I think he got loose, I think, into turn... Yeah, he got... Oh, no, the engine blew into turn 1. Engine blew into turn 1, and that's what got him really loose. Very unfortunate for 56.
Very unfortunate for a lot of drivers here tonight. A lot of these drivers that we normally don't see in the top 10 were in the top 10 that were running pretty good. Oh, big crash! Salmasso!
Oh! Man, had that thing saved down the back, was trying to get his way back up towards the front.
Man, he had some good luck, then bad luck, then good luck, then bad luck, then worse luck. Oh, contact with Richard Lafferty.
Yeah.
And that was a battle for position, too. That would have been a battle for 6th.
So did Richard just get loose, or... Yeah, he did. Okay.
I'm showing he hit the wall, and it just shot. It just got so loose and shot into the inside.
That's very unfortunate for Luis. The moment not going farther back than 9th, as there's only 9 cars left on the lead lap. And my assumption is that everybody will bring it down pit road. Oh, Sam Close. Well, didn't make it to the commitment cone, but I don't think that's going to matter here in iRacing.
Yeah, everybody's still going to take 4 tires right now. Still, this is going to bring it down to about 25 laps remaining in this race here at Dover. Who's going to challenge that number 17, Cameron Rich? I thought probably the closest competitor could have been Peter Short. It could have been Luis Salmasso. Both drivers have found trouble tonight.
It'll be Cameron Rich off pit road first. Sam Close second, Johnny Thomas in third.
All right. Well, Cameron Rich wins that race off pit road. He's making it look easy out there. Someone's going to have to eventually challenge him. Let's see. I'm going to see if Luis Salmasso, is he still in the running of this thing?
He is. He's just coming down pit road now.
He actually got a bonus point for leading a lap last time by. Coming down pit road now, so this will repair as much damage as possible, get 4 tires on the thing, get back on out there. Realistically, Justin, I don't know, if you look at that 4 car, it doesn't look as bad as it seems. He's got a lot of rear end damage, but I don't know. What do you think?
That's one thing I had noticed when that initially happened. It didn't look as bad as I thought it would have. Obviously, the rear end, I think, is going to be their biggest issue. But yeah, I'm a little surprised he didn't get more damage than that. Obviously, there could be some damage, you know, suspension-wise or something other than that. But, yeah, I'm a little surprised that it's only that bad.
Yeah, I mean, just get as much damage as you can right now. Pace car's only down on the back straightaway, as we see on screen here. Johnny Thomas, let's talk about him a little bit. What can he do to try to capitalize on this? It's been a great race for him. He's been winless on the season, trying to find a spot in victory lane. I do believe he's driving the paint scheme that he won a championship with, and he's doing very well so far.
He did say he put that paint scheme on because to try and get some good luck, and boy, I'll tell you, it's been doing him wonders here tonight. It's been a great run for that 83. Arguably the best run we've seen all season. You know, I'm not sure if there's any beating Cam here tonight, but tell you what, he's doing a dang fine job of wheeling that car right now.
He definitely sure is. Johnny Thomas turning the luck around, even though he was one of the most competitive drivers on the season. So far, remaining in second.
I'll tell you what, another driver that we haven't gotten to talk about a whole lot this season, in third at the moment, Nathan Vlez in that 48.
He's been up and down the leaderboard all race long, at least within the top 10. Look at that. He's in third place with a shot at something. And he's shown it. He's a non-playoff driver. He could be a spoiler. And Race Control has just now extended this caution flag.
So one thing of note, mentioned before with Rebel Racing, if a driver finishes inside the top, if one of their driver finishes inside the top 10, they will donate an extra $5 to the ASPCA for animal assistance in Hurricane Florence. But if this 48 can finish inside this top 5, it'll be an extra $10 towards that goal here tonight. I'm just trying to get as much money raised as possible, so hoping this 48 can stay inside this top 5 tonight.
Curious if he can stay up there, because that would be a great finish for that Oakland Raiders Ford.
Question is going to be whether that team will still be on the car when they go over to Vegas. What is it, next year?
Vegas?
Yeah, the Raiders are going to Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The little football knowledge I know.
Well, I do love my football. I'm playing fantasy football at the moment, and have been for quite a few years now. But yeah, soon will be Las Vegas Raiders. You have 2 LA teams that are going to be down in Los Angeles. Actually, they are right now, Chargers and the Rams.
Yeah.
Both actually have pretty good, decent defenses.
I can tell you one thing. Us here in San Diego do not like the Chargers, but that's another story for another time. Anyways,
ouch.
Pace car is going to pull down here. And Cam Rich will be your leader, and he is off. A good jump there. It'll be the fight for... I was going to say second. The 48 didn't get quite a good restart. It'll be the race for third. Kevin Finn a little bit loose into turn 1, but going to be right on the bumper of the 48.
Oh, man, first side-by-side battle practically between Richard Hines back there and Matt Hackathorn for a position. Hines is actually falling back. I do believe Kevin Finn is doing everything he can to try to track down Nathan Velez. Nothing happening there just yet. Everybody remaining single file for the moment. Hackathorn getting underneath Kyle Hanshaw. Kyle Hanshaw wasn't that long ago. He was a lap down. He's in the top 10. Hackathorn gets underneath him. Here comes Sam Close. Whatever happened to... Now, what was happened to Sam there again? That he's so far back.
That is a great question. I'm not quite sure what happened to Sam there. Man, that got really close off turn 2 there. 44, a little struggle.
Hate to say it, I think he was speeding. I think he got caught speeding.
Well, either way, he's definitely speeding right now. Gets by the 44 of Hackathorn there, and showing that 5 definitely has some speed tonight.
Pretty big gap between Sam and all the way up to Richard Lafferty, who's the Johnny Thomas's teammate in that number 8 car, who's remaining in the 5th spot. So it's a good night for Johnny Thomas Racing here tonight at Dover. How about Johnny Thomas here feeling a little pressure from the 48 of Nathan Velez?
I thought that 48 was going to get a good run off the corner, but
I thought so too.
Looked about even.
Car in the wall off turn 2. Yeah, it was Kyle Hanshaw who kissed it. He actually just got into it. Getting passed now by Luis Salmasla, who's back on the lead lap.
And your leader is pulled out to about a 1.8 second lead. So the 17 looking to check out for the night and make it 2 for 3 in the round of 12 here tonight.
I'm still calling this a 3-car battle right here because you have 1, 2, 3. You can fold over a blanket. Johnny Thomas, right behind him is Nathan Velez, and then right behind Velez is Kevin Finn.
And this is almost kind of like what we saw at the beginning of the race between the top 3. What was it? Levi Zielinski, Chuck Sweeting, and Peter Short. Just kind of nose to tail. Nobody could really do anything, though.
Problem with this right here is these guys aren't as fast as Cameron. Cameron has pulled out about 2 seconds right here. But it'll be a lot worse if these cats right here keep battling or start to battle for position. Gonna have 13 laps to go right now.
Yeah, if these guys keep battling, it's very quickly going to bring in Richard Lafferty, which I'm not sure how Richard battled back to a top 5 position at the moment. Probably going to lose from Sam Close, but if they keep battling really nose to tail like they are right now, it's going to only bring those two even closer in.
Battle for 5th brewed up. Sam Close underneath Richard Lafferty. Sam's going to get it. Sam's just trying to recover here. After I would assume it's not an official ruling that he was speeding on pit road, but that would be one of the reasons I would think would happen, that he lost so many positions there. Because he was at one time in 2nd place. Coming down to it there, Justin. You got 10 laps to go. If you're Johnny Thomas or Nathan Velez, what do you got to do to try to pick up that speed?
That's the $1 million question, I guess. I mean, they've been trying to figure this out all season, trying to keep up with these Eisentech Enterprises guys. I'm telling you, the speed that Cameron Rich has right now, he's quickly pulled out to a 3-second lead. I think what Johnny Thomas needs to do at this point is just kind of hold on to that 2nd spot, as the 48 of Nathan Velez looked like he had a little bit of a wiggle in the middle of 1 and 2. I tell you, it's going to be a hard-fought championship for these guys between Cameron Rich and Peter Short. Maybe we need to send Carlos back out there at Homestead and shake up the field.
Well, we need to have Kentucky in the playoffs. If Carlos knows what I'm talking about.
Tanner, were you racing that race? I think it was the 2016 season finale when Carlos accidentally got into Cameron Rich.
Actually, I actually don't remember that. The Kentucky reference I was referencing to.
You all need to shut your mouths and get back to broadcasting.
It was he just knocked me off the track, but I mean, no harm, no foul, really. Production truck's getting ornery at us, but nonetheless, we're gonna have 7 laps to go here, and the biggest battle I think is gonna happen, Justin, is gonna be between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th before this thing is over.
Absolutely, and I think it may be
5th.
It may become between Velez and Finn. Finn's starting to put a little bit of more pressure on Nathan Velez at the moment, where it seems like Johnny Thomas is not checked out completely, but checking out little by little between these two, as Finn tried to poke a nose underneath but couldn't quite get there.
Well, we got 5 laps to decide it, and realistically, we do not want to caution, because anything with 5 laps to go, that practically will end the race. iRacing does not have green-white checkered finishes. And so, with that being said, it would just pace until the exit, or until the end of the checkered flag.
Yes, sir. And kind of looking like this championship, or the 3 getting eliminated tonight, and all but wrapped up. We knew Dylan Hickey was not going to advance tonight Chad Brown disconnecting early sealed his fate, and Levi Zielinski,
Here we go.
unfortunately, with...
Sorry about that, Justin, but Kevin
No,
Finn just really pushed the pressure on that left rear quarter panel of the 48 of Nathan Velez, but had so far had to back it off. Couldn't really have any room to get it without making contact.
Yeah, that had been heating up for a while, and I assume that it's going to get pretty interesting here as we close in on 3 to go.
3 laps remaining. The driver closing in. Sam Close. I think it's going to be too little too late. Looks like Finn is actually having a little bit of a hard time passing Nathan Velez. Velez doing an excellent job holding him back. Johnny Thomas is actually just driving his race. He's doing an excellent job staying in second place. So what a way for Johnny to really come out here and have a good clean race. That was probably his goal for the night.
And I think Johnny is kind of all but locked up the second place. Well, you know, as soon as I said that, slides up the racetrack a little bit, and here comes Nathan Velez right on the rear bumper.
Justin's already cursing the number 83 of Johnny Thomas, but we already captured the white flag right here, right now. White flag lap for Cameron Rich as he enters turn number 1 and 2. He's got about a little over 5 seconds, 5.3 to be exact, on second place. Down in turn number 3, Cameron Rich is gonna finish off the first round of the playoffs and get a win at Dover International Speedway.
Man,
Biggest battles on point.
Kevin Finn dives it in underneath the 48 of Nathan Velez. It's going to be close off the corner. There goes Kevin Finn. Oh, man. The 5 and the 14 wrecked down the start-finish line. They'll finish. The 44 and Matt Ackthorne did get by the 8 of Richard Lafferty. Sam Close going to finish 4th here tonight. Kevin Finn will round out the top 5. Boy, if we can get a replay of that, man, Kevin Finn just sailed it into turn 3.
Right here, he sailed it in there for sure. And actually, believe it or not, Velez was high above the wall. He really tried diming it. That contact sent Kevin Finn down into Sam Close's right front bumper, his nose, and really wrecked both Sam and Kevin Finn coming to the line. All right. Well, folks, before we take a quick break here, please stick around because we're going to interview the top 3 drivers, Cameron Rich, Johnny Thomas, and we'll ask Nathan Velez about that last lap showdown right there, trying to hold off Sam Close and Kevin Finn. So we'll be right back here at Dover on 3Y TV. All right. Anything sponsor related, I'm not talking about it anymore. Right now? Oh. All right, welcome back to 3 Wide TV here at Dover International Speedway for the running of the 2018 RaceKings Cup Series playoffs, as we have just concluded the first round of the playoffs, and I am next to Mr. Cameron Rich, who wins today at Dover to conclude the first round. Cameron, great performance out there as usual in that number 17 Boeing Ford. Tell me about it, man. You were up towards the front. There's times you fell back, but there was no worries from that 17 car.
Yeah, man, I like Dover. This is like always a star on the calendar for me, if that's how you want to put it. I think it's my best track on iRacing. It's my favorite. Just really like driving it. You know, that sailing it off in the corner and getting that dip in the suspension and then wheels spinning off. That's really fun. Had a good fun race with Chuck there. It's kind of a shame what happened to him. I didn't see what happened, but I know he got caught up in something. He was really fast. Sam was really fast. He got nabbed by the pit entry thing there, so sucks for him. But I'm just glad to get out of this round of the playoffs.
You say that. You say that you're glad to get out of this round of the playoffs. Well, I sincerely hope you're ready for the next round, because I think it's practically just as difficult as the first round, maybe even more, because next week starts off the 9 drivers for the second round of the playoffs. It starts at Talladega. Your thoughts on that whole second round of Talladega, Martinsville, and Texas?
Those last 2 tracks are pretty good for me. Talladega, I'll plead the 5th on. I'm not a fan of plate racing, but it is what it is. We all have to deal with it the same. So, you know, just go up there and do my best, like I do every week. You know, as much as I don't like it, I try my best to have fun with it, because if, you know, it's going to happen one way or another, like how a lot of people view road course racing, dirt racing, you know, we all got to do it. So, might as well enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, either way, I guess the most important thing you can get out of it is just to have fun while you're doing it. But nonetheless, here at Dover, it looked like the car handled, was a little bit confusing on handling, because it was an overcast setting. Usually when it's an overcast setting, everybody's car handles good. But tonight was not the case. It seems like the car was a little looser on entrance and tighter on exit. Tell me about that.
Yeah, you could drive it in pretty deep. You know, you still have that Dover signature loose off, you know, and if you snap the wheel a little bit too much, you get that wheel skip or hop or whatever you want to call it down the straight, and that can wreck you. I think that's what happened to Peter, honestly. Yeah, he was fast too. That was kind of I don't know what happened to him, but I know he got caught up in something. I actually had a kind of a problem with you know, the track at Dover. It's concrete, obviously, but it's kind of the same color as the wall, or it's very close, so I kind of hit the wall going into the corner every now and again, because it's the same, you know, shade or color. But yeah, that long run we had was pretty tiring, you know.
Yeah.
Long race at Dover, it wears you out. You just got to wheel the car every single lap and be perfect. It's definitely one of the more difficult tracks to drive.
And there's people out there that call iRacing, oh, it's just a video game. But realistically, majority of the iRacing community has realistically a pedal set and a steering wheel, and it can really fatigue them on a long run. But Cameron, thanks for taking the time to talk with us. Congratulations on the win. And man, I tell you, I still think the next round's going to be just as tough as the first, if you thought the first round was bad.
Oh yeah, we'll see how it goes. But just want to give a quick shout out to Corey and I think Johnny for putting up the idea. You know, every green lap tonight was 50 cents to help animals for Hurricane Florence. So that's really cool. Hope we got some good money going to that, and it's really cool to see that kind of a thing happening. That's why this league is a step above everyone else.
All right, Cameron. Thank you very much for those words of wisdom there. And yeah, thanks to Johnny. I think that you said it was Johnny that set that up. God bless Johnny. Hopefully everybody's safe over there during the hurricane. Thank you, Cameron, and best of luck next week at Talladega for round 2.
Thanks, guys.
That was Cameron Rich winning the race here tonight at Dover. Now we're going to go one down to second place to Johnny Thomas, and I do believe, Justin, you've caught up with Johnny.
Yes, sir. Johnny Thomas, you got a copy?
I got you guys.
Man, that championship paint scheme paid off here tonight. Second place, a great run. Top 5 most of the night. Looked like that car was handling pretty good.
It was. I really liked Dover. I was just trying to take it easy there at the start, just seeing where all those other guys was going to wind up, all the guys that I was trying to race with on points. The car was good. I could really rotate the center really good, and I knew I had a top 5 car. Chuck was a little bit quicker than me. Sam was faster. And then that battle with Nathan there at the end was pretty cool. But finishing second, man, I'm excited heading into these next three races. The next round number 2. Talladega is always a great track for me and everybody at JTR. And going to, I think, Martinsville short track, anything could happen. But man, I don't know how Cam was so fast tonight. I felt like I was the best of the rest out there. So I guess I can say I won that group. But Cam was just super fast, and he can roll that center so good on the bottom. Nobody else could do it. And that's why you saw him cruise out to a 5-second lead there at the end. But come away second. This is my tie for my best finish of the year. Sooner or later, we're going to get a victory. It's going to be a heck of a time.
Absolutely. And yeah, Cameron was just kind of lights out all night. But we talked to a few guys kind of about how this track was feeling here tonight. You were one of them in the grid walk. Did this track change at all throughout the race? And if it did, how so? Because it seemed like for some guys, it got a little bit worse as the race went on.
For me, I noticed it wasn't as loose coming off the turns. You were getting a little bit tighter. So you had to watch out there. You'd bounce off, especially turn 2 wall. You could really drive off of 4. That was pretty easy, and I felt like my car was the best off of 4. Where I was struggling was 1 and 2 because you had to be on the brakes a little bit more. And you just kind of had to find a timing line on one of these little billboards or logos to try to hit. And turn 2 is tricky, but it's tricky in real life. Everybody fights off turn 2 in real life too. So I guess it changed a little bit, but not too much.
Yes, sir. And one thing I kind of just learned here tonight, of course, 3-wide racing, for each green flag lap they ran here tonight, they were donating 50 cents to the ASPCA. One thing I did not know was your involvement here tonight. Can you kind of talk about how this all came to be? And it's looking like it's going to be a really good turnout tonight with all the other teams that kind of pitched in as well after that.
Yeah, I actually didn't really know too much about it until the about, I don't know, 6-7 o'clock when I was reading through the committee chat. But it was cool. Corey is donating all that money to I don't know the abbreviations of it. You guys probably do, but it's all of the animals that are going through hard times, and everybody talks about all the humans and the people that are facing hard times down there in the hurricane. But the animals, I mean, they got no place to go. So any type of money that goes to them is probably a really good cause. And hopefully we raise a little bit of money for them. I know Corey and everybody at 3-Wide would like to, even if it helps out one or 2 dogs. That's more than anything, more than we could have done if we didn't do this. So it's a good cause, and I don't know how many laps you ran under green, but hopefully it was quite a bit.
Yeah, we were told by Cameron that you had some involvement, but either way, I mean, a really good turnout, and to make it all in the end, Chuck Sweeting tweeted out earlier that he was going to match the total here tonight. So it's
awesome.
Either way, it's a really good turnout here tonight, and you talked a little bit about the upcoming races. You made it through to the next round. What's kind of the outlook? You mentioned Talladega. That's kind of anybody's game, but the next outlook on these 3 next tracks, Dega, Martinsville, and Texas.
Yeah, well, what I see is Paul, Cam, Peter, and Chuck. They got so many bonus points that it's going to be hard for us to pass those guys. So for me, I feel like I'm the best plate driver that there is in this league, and if I can get a little bit of luck, then I can win Talladega and kind of mess up this whole entire bracket. But if I don't win Talladega, if I get a good run at Dega, Martinsville's a wild card too. So if we get 2 good top 5s, and then anything can happen at Texas. So I'm just hoping to survive all these races, survive Talladega, and hopefully, I'm not wishing any bad luck on anybody, but I wouldn't mind if some of these guys had some trouble.
All right. Well, before we let you go here tonight, I want to give you a chance to thank anybody you have to here tonight that made it all possible.
All right. Just thank you guys, Through White TV, for doing this. Hopefully, you guys are having fun. I know it's a big deal doing these playoff races. Corey for everything he's done, and everything he's done tonight with Animal Rescue. All my teammates, Richard, actually my associated teammate, Kyle too. So good run for all those guys. Richard got a good top 10 finish, so it was a pretty good day today.
Yes, sir. Well, congratulations on making it to the round of 9, Johnny, and we wish you the best of luck in the round of 9 and next week at Talladega.
All right, thanks, Justin. Thanks, Tanner.
All right, that's Johnny Thomas. Finishes P2 here tonight. Tanner, I believe you have caught up with P3, Nathan Velez.
I've caught up with Nathan Velez, who finishes in 3rd place. It was a hectic battle trying to defend for that 3rd place, Nathan. Take me at least the last 2 laps in the driver of Nathan Velez. You're holding off a couple of drivers. I do believe it was Sam Close, and the other one was Kevin Finn. Tell me about it.
Well, I'm behind Johnny, and I think it was a lap before he got off. He didn't get off turn 4 very well, so I had a lot of momentum. But coming into turn 1, I believe. I didn't want to slide up in the track, so I hit the brakes pretty hard so that I didn't go up into Johnny, and that allowed Kevin a nice run coming off turn 2. So all I was trying to do at that point was block, but he had underneath on me, so I ended up going in high and then trying to get a good run off 4. And I think it was netcode from my point of view, and from the replay it looked like netcode, so it's unfortunate for Kevin, but I was fighting for position. I mean, I know I'm not in the chase and all, but still want to race hard.
Still want to race hard, and you most certainly did that today because you were up and down the leaderboard. Now, besides the last lap, let's talk about the majority of the day here today, Nathan. You had a very decent day. There was times you may have hit the wall just a little bit, but a relatively clean race car up and down that leaderboard. Tell me about the day overall, bud.
Oh, well, I was trying to save tires early on, which allowed on the long runs allowed me to catch up and gain a lot of spots. I also wasn't trying to race the chase guys too hard early on, so I was letting them go by. There was a point where I got up towards the front and then ran a little too hard and wore my tires out a little prematurely. So at that point, I got off the pace a little bit, and since I was off the pace, I didn't want to slow anybody up. So anybody that caught me, I was just letting them go. Up towards the end, that's when I started to run a little bit harder and try and fight for position at that point, because it's a 200 lap race. There was no point in fighting so early on.
Absolutely. Well, Nathan, we're going to Talladega next week for round 2 of the playoffs. You're not a playoff driver, but it doesn't mean you can't still go out there and race hard and try to win the race. How do you feel about your chances at Talladega and try to run up towards the front?
Well, Talladega, anybody can win it. So as long as I have my teammate Levi, maybe we can push ourselves up to the front if we don't qualify up front. I know I've qualified well in the past. So if I can qualify well, I'll go up to stay up in the front. If not, I'll probably just drop to the back, try to avoid the big one. Restrictor plate races, it's all about avoiding the big one or the second big one and the third big one, and just trying to get up front towards the end. So we're going to see I'll talk to Levi and see what our plan is for next week.
All right, Nathan. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk with us this evening, and best of luck next week at Talladega.
Thank you, sir.
That was Nathan Velez, folks, who finishes in 3rd place here tonight. Great run for Nathan and Justin. Final thoughts before we read off the finishing results and wrap her up.
I was gonna say, I think we got Matt Hackthorne.
Oh, we do.
Waiting before we head out here. Why don't we talk to Matt Hackthorne? Finishes 6th here tonight.
All right.
Well, Matt Hackthorne, 3 Wide TV. You got a copy there?
Yes, sir. I'm right here for you.
All right. Well, you officially make it into the round of 9 here tonight. It was hard fought, to say the least. Got some damage early, and had to visit pit road at one point. That put you 2 laps down, but fought back to 6. It was quite the up and down night for you.
Yeah, well, from the moment about 8 laps after every restart, my car would start overheating. So I had to sit there and manage the temps while trying to stay competitive. That's why I fell back really bad late, because it started to overheat a lot faster the more I ran it. But I'm so glad to sit there and actually recover from that, because that was actually a strategy call. I was trying to make up time because that was the only option I had. Because after 30 laps, I was better than everyone because I had to slow down for that section of the race.
Yeah, and it was kind of a fight between you and Levi here tonight, although it was going to be close for Levi. At one point, it kind of looked like he may be fighting back when you had to make that pit stop. Was there at any point in time where you thought you might have been out of it?
Oh, the whole time. I was expecting, when it first started overheating, I wasn't expecting to make it 190 more laps. So it's a blessing just to be actually on to the next round. I've had terrible luck all year, and I thought it was going to continue. I had adversity last night, so I'll take it I'll take all the adversity as long as I can keep going.
Absolutely. Well, on to the round of 9 and the first race, Talladega. What's your outlook on the whole round, Talladega, Martinsville, and Texas? We know you do have a win on the super speedways at Daytona.
I do really good at the super speedways, especially if I can get a good group of people to work with. My teammates are usually really good there. I love working with Isotech there. They're really good guys to race against at super speedways. But I'm really forward to that. I love being a short track ace, so I'm really looking forward to Martinsville. I really, really want to win. I've been so close so much this year. If I don't win the championship, I just want to be on the board in something. And then Texas, I do okay at those style tracks. It kind of all depends. I haven't actually driven the car there this year, so I have no idea what to expect. But, overall, I'm ready to go. I'm excited because this was my big worry round, as you can tell.
Yes, sir. Well, made it through, I won't say cleanly, but you did make it through, and wish you the best of luck in those rounds. Before we let you go, anybody you have to thank that made tonight's race or performance possible?
I gotta thank Mike, my teammate over and owner of Shake and Bake, of course. I gotta thank you guys for putting on such a good show. Super excited for next month on the 28th. I'm in that Northwest Tour Series you guys are going to be scheduling and covering. Sorry, I thought it was announced. I can't wait to be on there for that. Super excited. I'll be seeing a lot more of you guys this winter, I guess.
I guess so. All right. Well, congratulations on making it to the round of 9, and we wish you the best of luck at Talladega.
Thank you, sir. Sorry about ruining the surprise.
Yeah, you'll have to talk to Carlos. I'm sure he'll give you a stern talking to.
You can stab me. It's okay.
Oh, well. All right. Well, that's Matt Hackathorn finishes 6th.
Most certainly, I do believe we've caught up with Corey Lindsay right now, league organizer of 3-Wide Racing. Corey, a heck of a race out there, despite the caution flags, including every green flag lap. I think if it was 50 cents donating to Hurricane Florence there. What was your thoughts on the race tonight?
It could have been better. I've seen worse, though.
Most definitely. Did you go? Were you out there in practice earlier? And if so, what did the car feel like to you? To me, it just looked like the car was loose on entrance, tight on exit, especially in overcast setting. Because usually in these overcast settings, cars normally handle good. Tonight wasn't necessarily the case. So, what are your thoughts on that?
It was pretty much a tight piece of junk.
Yeah.
In general, I don't know. I heard Paul. He said he was getting loose in. I couldn't experience that, but I'm not as skilled as a lot of these guys. So. But for me, it was tight. I don't know.
Absolutely. And now we go to Talladega. I'm looking forward to some great racing out there in Talladega. Restricted plate racing has always been produced some great racing for this league. Always at a plate track, usually on an estimate, about one caution each plate track. What are you looking forward to at Talladega? Because it seems like one of the most exciting races of the season.
Just excited to see what these guys can do. it kind of get a little bit of a clean slate. I know bonus points included, but just going to be interesting to see how it goes. I mean, Talladega, anybody has a shot.
I most certainly can wait for it. And do you have the final green flag run tally on how much will be getting donated?
Yeah. So we did 171 laps green flag. That'll come to $85.50, I believe. So there you have it. Call it $86.
Yeah, if you round it out, that'll be $86. That is awesome. That is wow. That is very, very awesome for this league to produce that. There, Justin.
I don't think Chuck's gonna be eating for a while. I feel bad
that's
for
what I was
him.
gonna say. Yeah, we gotta keep in mind too that Chuck was doubling that. I know Rebel Racing was throwing in for each lap they led. I think it was maybe around 30 laps. Probably wrong on that one, but throw in another 10 with that too, with Nathan Velez getting a top 5. So got a lot of money going that way. It was a real win here tonight for this race, I will say.
Yeah, I'm glad we could do it. That's a cool deal. Hope we can help some little animals running around.
Yeah, most definitely, for sure. But Corey, thank you for taking the time and giving us that information. That is some wonderful news right there.
Carlos, okay?
Yeah, I think Carlos is up in the bed. There's a truck choking there. And I think Justin tried not to choke, but
he was saving that for when we were going to interview Paul, I think, and I'm not quite sure why he let that party out. But
oh my lord,
anything for the little aminals, right?
Yep. Little critters. Corey, thank you for taking the time to sharing that wonderful news to us, and hopefully we'll get to speak to you about the race at Talladega next week for round 2 of the playoffs.
Hey, thank you guys.
That was Corey Lindsay, league organizer of the 3-Wide Racing League. And Justin, let's go ahead with the unofficial race results. Cameron Rich wins the race here tonight. Johnny Thomas finishes in second place after starting in 11th. Very decent night. He moves on. Nathan Velez, a non-playoff driver contender, was tonight and could be at Talladega next week. He will finish third tonight. Sam Close finishes in fourth. He moves on to the playoffs. So does Kevin Finn. He finishes in fifth after starting 15th. Matt Hackathorn will move on, I do believe, into the next round of the playoffs. It is unofficial at this time. He finishes in sixth. Richard Lafferty finishes in seventh. Pole sitter Luis Salmaso finishes in eighth. Ninth place, Richard Hines after starting 19th. And rounding up the top 10, Kyle Hanshaw, Justin.
Yes, sir. Rusty Webb will finish. All right. Well, there we go. Rusty Webb will finish 11th here tonight. Levi Zielinski will finish 12th here tonight. Unfortunately, will not make it to the round of 12, so his championship run will stop tonight. Tate Lytle will come home 13th tonight. Chuck Sweeting 14th. Unfortunate finish for a guy who was running second most of the night. Race Clark will finish 15th. Again, another driver who had a fast car. Unfortunately, will finish towards the back. Paul Ross was kind of a struggle for handling all night. Tonight finishes 16th. Nick Miller 17th. Peter Short 18th. Was already advanced into the round of 9, so no real biggie there. Chad Brown 19th. Unfortunately, again, will not make it into the round of 9. And Jordan Teal will round out the top 20.
Blackjack position tonight. Obviously, Corey Lindsay was up there in the officials' booths here tonight, but so the blackjack position will belong to Mike Stevens. He did not complete a lap under tonight's festivities. Well, Justin, final thoughts on Dover and thoughts on Talladega before we give thanks and wrap it up.
Yes, sir. Well, tonight was pretty interesting. You really never knew who was in or out of the cutoff point, I guess, until the very end. Kind of made it interesting there. Hard fought by all these guys tonight, and kind of like Vegas tonight, or Vegas yesterday. A lot of the playoff guys had some troubles and got crashed out throughout the race. So Talladega next week, you can't ever tell who's going to win there, but should be interesting, and I'm really looking forward to this round of 9. We go from Dega to Martinsville to Texas. A good selection of racetracks we go to.
Most definitely. I'm really looking forward to Talladega next week, just the start of round 2. There's going to be some playoff drivers who are going to have issues, and there's some who's not going to have an issue, who's just going to slip on by. It's a coin toss of a race. So with that being said, let's give thanks here. Thank you to the league organizers for putting on the event here tonight at Dover. Corey Lindsay and all of its racing drivers for putting on such a great show. Thanks to RaceKings for sponsoring the Cup Series of 2018. Thank you very much. Hopefully we'll see you on board next season. We'll have to wait and see for that. Thanks for the pole sitting sponsor, the Drive for Suicide Prevention Pole Award. Every driver that gets a pole, that's $1 to you. So keep racking those dollars up. And Justin, I do believe you have other sponsorships, such as I believe it's track cams.
Yes, sir. Of course, these cameras tonight, and they were absolutely great cameras tonight. They were provided by Track Cams for Gourmet. You could find more information or download the pack at www.trackcams22.com or facebook.com/trackcams. And a thank you to Thomas Morris from OCR TV for the graphics package you saw here tonight.
Thanks to the team tonight. Justin and Carlos, you guys do an awesome job every single week, even though we have a couple miscues. Even though I have a couple miscues, I'm human. I'm trying my best, but I hope everybody still enjoys the show each and every single week for the races. Please join us next week, Monday night. Starts round 2 of the 2018 Race King playoffs at Talladega Super Speedway. That is September 24th, 2018, 94 laps there. It's going to be an exciting one for sure. I'm Tanner Sharp, Justin Kolb, Carlos Acosta. We'll see you guys next week.